Welcome, anime enthusiasts, to Squad Nero, the ultimate destination for all things anime. Whether you're a seasoned otaku or just taking your first steps into the captivating world of Japanese animation, you found your home. I'm Rob, aka Sage, and with me today I have Nyle, aka Crocoscorner, Chef D, and Tsmoov, your guides through the vast realms of creativity, epic adventures, and heartfelt stories that anime, animation, and gaming have to offer. Join us each week as we dive deep into the latest releases, explore hidden gems, and discuss the hottest topics in the blurred community. Get ready for a journey filled with laughter, tears, and the unbridled passion that makes anime a truly unique art form. Without further ado, let the anime odyssey begin. We in episode 11, y'all. Episode 11. Where the sounds at? Damn it.
Hold
Hold
on,
on.
hold on, hold
Hey,
on, hold on. Let's
on
get
it, man.
no. Let's give Rob a hand clap for finally getting this right. No technical difficulties, no fumbling on words. You actually did it. It took you 11 episodes.
All right,
Thank
man. All
you.
right, man. All right, man. All right,
What?
man.
I'm giving you kudos. Usually
Let,
I'm crapping on you. Like you like
let,
bruh. Come
I
on,
feel
son.
like this kudos is still low key crapping on me at the same time, but I'm gonna let you rock. I'm gonna
I'm
let you
just
rock.
saying, you got it.
I'm gonna let you rock.
Oh my god.
One of these days we gotta make you do that shit. See how well versed you are with it.
Oh, you
Hmm.
trust me. I'm gonna say it with conviction.
You gonna
They
get
they
it on
gonna
a
let
with conviction?
it's gonna get to the point where I'm gonna be the moderator and you gonna be a guest.
I'm gonna clip every single part that you mess up at and then send
Try
it
me,
back to the group chat.
try me.
Nigga gonna have a whole album. But what's good, y'all? We made it to episode 11. Sorry about last week. Um, one of our members was sick, so we decided to just,
Croco.
hey, yeah, let's take some time off real quick. We're still fairly new in this game, so I'm just happy that we're consistent to the point where we're dropping having multiple releases in a month. From starting from zero type of thing, that's a lot just to do that. So now we just want to build upon this foundation. We in another month. We dropped what 10 episodes within a month, which is a lot of content. I feel like in podcast form, especially like 1 hours to 2 hours plus. So I feel like we on a good foot so far. How are y'all liking the journey? Let's start off there. Because it's not a question on the thing, but it just came up now. But how are y'all liking the journey so far in this podcast element that we have?
Bruh, cause we
Anybody can
It's
start first.
I got well, this is giving me something like making me be more creative with my words. Like I've never thought I would be able to do a podcast. Um, yeah, I started streaming, but this is totally different. Actually, having a format and following through. Um, but yeah, the stuff we got planned, the stuff that we rocking with, the stuff we trying to bring the world. I'm just trying to take over. I want to take over Squad Nero all day, baby. And I just got a
right.
I got a side note thing. I'm so sorry, Rob. Why do you look like homeboy from Harry Potter, the crazy dude that got the little eye patch with like do you know, you probably know what I'm talking about, with those
Harry
glasses?
Potter? Absolutely not.
What about you now?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't watch that
Yeah, I
shit
would. I'm
around here.
trying to
Sorry.
think about who you're
The
talking
the one
about.
crazy dude that got his eye like move like left, right, and center like automatically. It looks like one of those automatic ones. The crazy dude. You know what I'm
Oh,
talking about.
yeah, dude. Why you gotta do Rob like that?
I don't know why you gotta do that because
I don't
actually
know if it's a
not
compliment, Rob.
I
just
don't know
saying.
either.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a
See,
compliment.
this is what we start off with. Y'all see this live and in full effect. He just hit me with one, and now the second one already. We not even 10
No,
minutes in this
not.
thing yet. We 6 minutes
He
Si-
said,
and
"Yo, I
30
quiver like
seconds.
Forrest Whitaker in 30
That's
seconds."
crazy.
Like quiver like
I didn't
Forrest
say all
Whitaker.
that. I didn't say all that.
Forrest Whitaker is nuts though.
He said, "You know that dude with the eye all the way."
That's the ultimate
Oh.
disrespect. How y'all feeling now?
It's been good though. I am enjoying it. I think that as we go, one thing that I noticed from the other stuff that we did was that it always gets better as you keep going. You just got to kind of power through it. So I'm proud of us for doing that. And we're gonna, we'll have more content and stuff that's gonna be coming down the line, and that's just gonna be even more exciting. So for our listeners that enjoy our content so far, we appreciate you, and I hope that you guys are all excited. And yeah, like I said, we'll just have more exciting and entertaining content to come down the line.
What about you, D?
Yeah, I like the way I like where we are on this journey. I think, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was just the three of us starting off, and then we added Terrence, and it's like, oh, like this is an actual thing happening. It's not just us kicking it, talking about anime on FaceTime or just doing this thing on Discord. Like this is a real thing. So it's pretty cool to be a part of. So I'm excited.
Yeah, how the thing, my dad. This is crazy off topic, but off of anime. Sorry, y'all, but just wanted to give y'all, cause y'all technically are part of our family. We hold something dear as such as anime so close to us, and we get to share it with other people. So I feel like it's only right that we unpack our feelings and our emotions throughout this process. But my dad always told me that if things don't go boom, 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 then it was never meant to be. And I feel like we started the podcast. Obviously, we was figuring it out, and then Terrence came along and really like made a lot of things easier because he already had some of the setups and already was thinking about these type of things, and it kind of just coincided perfectly. And we already had chemistry from the get go, like we was all homies from the womb type of thing.
I
So
don't like
I
you.
just okay. So I just see that. I just see that, and I thought about it the other day, and I was like, "Damn, man! Like this, we got something nice, and we got some things coming up. Possibly going to a con. Well, we trying to get them tickets to that damn Dream Con. Once
Yes,
we
Yeah, we
do,
sir.
got 34 days.
34 days.
Ooh,
Once we get the damn
34. I'm
tickets,
getting them tickets. I'm getting them tickets.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
it's
got I
just gonna
got
happen.
I got some sidekicks rolling with me, so it's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be a movie.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we trying to do some things out there. Probably, possibly do some interviews out there for some people. Have some questions for everybody and everything. Try to get this
Interview.
content up. You dig? You feel
Oh, I
me?
got confident. All right. Some of these hoes gonna get slut out.
Oh
Oh,
what?
all right. Okay. On the Patreon link coming soon. You see what I did there?
um.
Nice
Okay.
nigga.
I like that.
All right. All right. So first question of the day. Talk about Invincible. Actually, now that you think about it, I thought this shit would have been came out by now in the beginning of the year. And they kind of dragging it
That is
along now.
right. Yeah.
But how do you feel about the Invincible season being split up? Do you think negative responses to this are an overreaction?
I'm gonna go first. I'm
Anybody?
gonna keep it short, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like you went on what was it, 2 years without having any Invincible, and you just do a little cock tease at the end of the year with 4 episodes that really didn't really
Wait.
like the last. We wait to the last episode. 4 episodes,
Wait. What kind of tease?
cock tease.
Okay. I'm
They,
with them.
they just they put their hand on it. They ain't really do nothing. So
Yeah.
it was like yo,
Pause.
that facts. So that last episode, it was like okay, you see Omni Man in action, you see Mark in action, and in episodes 1, 2, and 3, you see his mom drunk, crying and shit. You're like, yo, what? It's enough of this emotional shit. I'm trying to see somebody head get snapped off. And then it's like you got Angstrom Levy in there for a episode and a half, and then he gone. It's like, oh, we giving y'all 40s. And it's like, my nigga, like we waited 2 years for 4 episodes that was 40 minutes, and now we gotta wait another 4 months for 4 more episodes. It's like, bro, at this point, like, just don't even continue to join.
See, the funny part is, they have a release date of March 14th. It says. So it's like we literally waited. What, December was the last episode. Two and
Hmm.
a half months of a hiatus. That's something you don't do. Like for one, just to give an example, it's kind of off topic, but it's still on topic. I watched Chucky. Chucky season 3 dropped in the fall. Now they've been on hiatus because of the writer strike, but I'm still waiting for the second part to get premiered to drop. Still waiting. Just like how Invincible, we thought it was coming back. What, mid January maybe? That these show breaks kind of breaks up the momentum that it has, especially when it leaves it on a boom. You want to see more. And it's like I'm stuck waiting and waiting and waiting, and eventually it's like I don't want to wait no more. I'll just move on to the next show.
I'm gonna just add one more thing. Like you said, is the negative backlash warranted? It's like it definitely is because waiting this long, and you would think after 2 years, I thought for sure I was like, oh, the graphics about to be insane. Like it's gonna be so much attention to detail. They gonna have like in the comics, like people got different sets of teeth. They gonna have like different fight animations. It's like, bro, it's the same stuff from season 1, and we waited 2 years for it. And season one came out during COVID, so it was like after that, after season one finished, it was like y'all could have just released this joint because it was so much hype around it, and it was like I don't know, bro. Like Terrence said, it's just taking way too damn long.
It just slows things down.
Now, how you
Yeah.
feel?
It would have made more sense. I feel like if they actually had like a longer season as well too. If we could have had, that's the thing. Like 4 episodes, then you take a break, then you got another 4 episode. That's it. I'm right about that, right? It's only four
Yep.
more. This is like a
Hmm.
split half, so it's like, fam. As soon as like, all right, boom. What is it? March 2nd, it comes back,
March
something like
14th.
that.
14th.
March 14th. Jeez, it's even longer than I thought. March
Mm-hmm.
14th, though, it comes back. All right, you get excited about that. Boom, 1 episode down. Ooh, boom, second episode down. You halfway done, and it just came back. That's like it. That I don't think that. I think they won't necessarily lose people. I feel like as long as the content is good. So like, in this case, how Derek was saying, you gave us the first four and you don't have like that much action. It's just kind of more story narrative driven. Yeah, that's okay. But if when the second half comes back, if they have a lot more action, which I'm anticipating it will, you'll see a lot more things. Then a lot of people you'll be like, all right, well I like that, so I'm gonna be curious to see what comes next. But it's just not leaving a good. It's not leaving the best note for um your the viewers. If especially if you do it again the next, if you follow this up, and let's say like Derek said, they wait another 2 years before you have another season, then they come back with that next season and it's only 4 episodes, and then another break, and then another 4 episodes again. It's just gonna kind of like people. I feel like they will be gambling extremely. They'll be gambling a lot with that, because a lot of people at that point would just be like, all right, then I'm just gonna wait till it's completely done. Like, what's the point of me watching 4 episodes here,
Mm-hmm.
then coming back watching another 4 episodes? I just wait till the whole thing is done, and then I gotta wait 2 years anyways. I can't think what show it was, but there was a show that came out that was like that for me, where they just had mad breaks all the time, and when they gave you content, it really wasn't a lot. I can't think of what it is, but it was one show. It was like one show that had happened to me with, and I was just like, all right, I'm gonna just wait. But what happened was, I don't think that like that sentiment, I apparently wasn't the only one that had it, so they ended up canceling the show, and it wasn't bad, but it ended up getting canceled, and it was like, oh dang, but your viewership will drop because people not, what is that, you know what I mean? And especially,
Mm-hmm.
imagine this, imagine going back to Derek's point again, imagine this, what if the second half of the season has no action, has nothing, and then they set you up for that to all be in the third season? Well, I could see a lot of people falling off from that, because it's like, yo bro, I ain't want to watch a drama. Like, this is about comic books and comic book characters and superpowers and superheroes and supervillains. I wanted to see that kind of progress this season. If y'all giving me none of that, then I'll wait. They might go to the season. They might go to the next season and be like, "Well, I'm gonna just wait till the whole thing come out because I was that disappointed from the previous season." It's just not a good precedent at all to me.
What honestly, I'm gonna add on to that. What makes it worse is that the format with how the streaming services is going, taking away password sharing, adding ads, especially with Amazon Prime. $3 a month added on to what you already paying for Amazon Prime for Prime Video. Now you gotta deal with ads if unless you pay that $3 a month. Now that's
Yeah,
really gonna deter people from wanting to watch it because it's like I'm waiting all this time. And now I gotta turn this on, turn back off, turn it on, turn back off if I don't want to have ads. So it's like over time people gonna fall off, just like Now said.
yeah. I've seen where this can go. That's all. And it's wild because you would sit there and be like, well, nah, you don't like, and this is probably what they're like, the top execs are thinking on their end. Like, you see the success from it, and Amazon probably was thinking this too. You see the success from it. Its success from the first season was probably on the same par or within the same sphere as The Boys, and you get cocky. You know what I mean? Like, you
Mm-hmm.
get cocky and you start thinking, oh, okay, well, yeah, they going to stay no matter what because they show from season one that they loved it that much. But people get frustrated, and then also you competing with everything like entertainment. That's where it kind of boggles my mind a little bit when they do stuff like this because it's like you got to compete with everything. Like it's one of the most competitive industries in the world. If an anime, if look, Solo Leveling dropped 3 seasons before Invincible can finish one or finish the season 3, then it's like, yo, I don't care. I could watch Solo Leveling. Like it's not Invincible, no, but I could just go watch this, and then anime stepping up over here, so I'm just gonna go watch this, or even like your live action shows. That's the other part that's kind of like bonkers to me. They had 2 years off, but not 2 years, but like a year and some
Mhm.
change off because of the after strikes. Yo, they gonna be coming back out with shows. Some of them might be good. They gonna be trying. It's like a reset for them. Like some of them might be
Hmm.
real good shows that they end up coming out with. Like one show that I didn't even think that I would like. Um, well, cause I don't like I watch shows, but like it take a good show. Like I don't. I'll wait until the whole thing is done. As example, I never seen Snowfall, which is like that blows people mind. But it's like yeah, I just wait till the whole thing is done, and then when I feel like yeah, I just start watching. I do that with live action shows. I don't. It's just how I am. I don't know why, but um, I basically did that with Game of Thrones. I waited till like the second last season before the hype was so big that I started, watching it before it actually ended. But yeah, like if they start, if there's nothing anime wise though that's coming out, if there's nothing like original content that's coming out, because I think that's probably next for me, then I don't mind watching like I'll go to those cable shows and see which one they got that's good, and some of them are good, or like cable show esque show or cable network esque shows I should say, because they not really on just cable anymore. But like yeah, like a Jack Reacher or something like that, like I will watch. That's I do that. I just go watch that, see what that's about. It it's a bad deal that they doing here. I do not like it. I'm a
But
little
See,
worried, but it just depends on how the second half ends.
I'm not gonna lie. Now, me and you was about to fight when you said you did not watch Snowfall,
No, yeah, I've heard all. I
bruh.
know, same thing. Succession,
It
same thing with that. I haven't seen Succession yet.
that honestly, that show right there was the only one that I can say I waited week by week to watch
Yeah, a lot of people said that.
because it literally had everything that you needed. It fell off a little bit after John Singleton passed away. God rest his soul. Um, but from start to finish, that show is good. You see the
Yeah,
struggle from this young man. He had issues in college. Now he's in this situation trying to make this bread so he can get his mama out the hood. Stuff like basic stuff, but everything, the intricate details that he does, being a, I wouldn't say a drug lord, but more like a what's the word I'm looking for? He's like very meticulous in what he does, and he gets, you see him deal with the struggle of like dealing with family in the process of them being in the business with him and how they want to leave and all this other good stuff. But he said one of the greatest lines, in my opinion, when it comes to like these drug shows or drug movies.
mm,
I am never gonna let another man stop my business because he don't like how another man talk. Mm-mm, that's
yeah,
bruh. If if I could take anything out that show, it'll be that. If I'm doing business with somebody and I'm keeping it business, I don't care how he talks to my friends or whoever. If it's making me money, it is what it is. I just gotta deal with him on a business level. Outside of that, I'll punch him in his mouth. But if it's just business related, it is what it is.
yeah, yeah. Nah, Snowfalls. I like. I literally. I think I'm about to start that soon, like real soon, because I just it's been on my mind to start recently. But yeah, it wasn't, and all throughout all the years, I heard how people were waiting for it, everything. I just was like, I will switch though, and I think that's what people. That's to add to that point. I think that's what a lot of people will do. Like when I saw anime started, it bounced back. I think very well the last 2 seasons, like like the winter. Well, I even go before that. Last year was a huge, just in totality, was a huge rebound to me, for anime, and But like before that, I was ready to put anime on the back burner for a second because I was like, it's just not enough stuff coming out. But like this season, like this, especially this most recent season that we in. So what is this? The winter season.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's so many good anime in this season. Like there's so many that it kind of saved face for me. But telling you, people will switch up. They'll be like, I won't. I'm not worried about this like this. They stress that. Why am I stressing over this TV show? And that you do not want that to be the case with Invincible. But if they keep like this, I can see it.
What you think,
Uh,
Rob?
I'm gonna have a different viewpoint. Um, I'm looking at 2023 in totality, coupled with COVID that just happened a couple years ago, which obviously threw the whole entire environment in regards to entertainment in for a loop. Last year, even threw it even more for a loop from not only the writer strike, the I think it was an actor strike as well, right? And then it was animators joining unions or unionizing at a record pace, more than they've ever done before. So I can see why the season had to be split up from 4 episodes before, because let's act like they were working on the final 4 episodes of the season. If the animators unionize, I feel like from my limited knowledge of business, I guess you could say, just speculating. But if they unionized at a point in time and felt like they weren't getting um, compensated the amount that they would have thought, especially with the new figures from the recent season and an increase in budget and everything like that, and if they're getting paid the same wages, I could very well see the animators come around and be like, "We're not animating the rest of this shit until y'all get our pay correct."
Right.
Because this was the year for it. So I could see how that held up, and it was like, well, at least we have these 4 episodes right now. Let's drop this at an earlier date. While that's going on, we could finalize a deal between them, and then they could finish working. But obviously, we'll have to release it at a later date. I don't think this is gonna be a continuous thing. If it's a continuous thing, even then, I still think people are gonna say a whole lot about it. But at the end of the day, once you start seeing everybody talking about it, everybody like, did y'all see that new episode of Invincible? Did y'all see the second half of Invincible? And everything like that. We might say all we want. We aren't going to pick up the television remote and click on Invincible. But once we open up Amazon Prime, that shit is smacking you 2 times in the face, real quick. Advertisement, boom, boom, Invincible.
Yeah.
Last part of the season. So I think that it's not too much detrimental. Plus, on top of it, in a weird way, this builds suspense for the second half of the season. You left off on a hell of a cliffhanger. It's not like they did the first 4 episodes and it was just all jumbled up and we didn't know what the hell was going on. They meticulously made a foundation for this new season and the premises for everything that's gonna go down. You got Angstrom Levy, you got the Viltrumites pulling up, you got Mark trying to get back in the good graces of Cecil, you got Adam Eve still trying to find her way throughout life and everything like that. And spoiler alert, eventually finding herself to Mark and everything like that. And still Mark trying to figure out how to balance superhero life and a relationship and trying to help his mom in the process and trying not to just flip his shit from his father. I feel like they did these first 4 episodes as as beautifully as they possibly could have, to the point where now we're all sitting here talking about it. Even what is it, months now? We're the second month since the last episode dropped, and we're still talking about it. So whatever they did, it's working.
I'm not talking about it.
We just talking
One
about it.
more thing, y'all. If my research is right, we got Mugen Train from Demon Slayer and Swordsman Village before season 2 of Invincible. That's a
That
long.
it's competition like that.
That's a
Right. Okay. So
long.
let me.
That's a long. That's a long time to wait, bro.
Yeah,
You
but
got
I
a whole
mean,
season and a movie before we get a season 2 or
you
some
gotta
shit.
who animates who does the animation for Demon Slayer?
UFO table, UFO table,
UFO
ufotable. I don't know how
table.
you pronounce that shit.
still, regardless, whatever them goddamn niggas is, they're dealing with a lot more dire circumstances than niggas animating over here. Let's be honest with it.
Yeah, and they got
Yeah,
that
but
shit
that's
out.
Exactly though.
yeah.
That's
Like,
that's because a lot of their I feel like a lot of their laws don't fucking
oh yeah,
clamp
they it's
down
like
on the
Too bad.
overwork
bad.
or
Draw,
It's
nigga.
overuse.
bad.
Damn, nigga. Shit,
Put
But
that
for
face
like,
in
real.
that
all
pad
right,
and draw.
all right, but hold on.
Yo.
To his point though, at what point does that actually become like, yeah, draw like, yo, do your job? Because
Yo,
I'm sorry, but Rob, okay, let me interject with this though, Rob. If they said next season, season three, was gonna be 8 episodes, split again, 4 and 4, do you think that there is any population that would exist that would be like, I'm gonna just wait till the 4 is done then, or I'm gonna
They
just
would
wait
be
till all
pissed.
8 is
Yeah, yeah,
done?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Nah,
most definitely.
I'm
It
fighting
would be a
So
rioting.
subsection. It would be a subsection of niggas like that. I'm saying the vast majority of people, I
but
feel
that's what
like
you
they
playing
mostly
against is
wouldn't care.
ratings. That's
That
what you
is
but that's the
true.
thing. They gonna be playing against ratings. That's why it's like I get, and don't get me wrong, I rather them like make the animation world for specifically the animators, like, if we could do it here in America, then it's like, yeah, try to make that as comfortable and as where you have enough compromise between the animators and the writers, and
Did we lose him?
I have no idea. Nah, we can't hear you. I thought my shit tweaked out. I thought I went
Yeah,
frozen.
I thought my whole the whole stream went
Derek, you still
froze on
here?
me.
yeah, I'm still
Oh,
here. My
he's still
fault.
here, nigga.
Yo,
It looked like
yo,
your ass was
yo.
frozen too. I was,
oh,
I was saying confused. Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh wait,
You can hear that, nigga.
where he
is
go?
it back? Hold on.
Nah, we can hear you. We just can't see. Your
Yeah,
face
it
is
just
stuck
like
right now.
froze at once. That
Just
was
turn on
weird.
your Wi-Fi on and off real quick.
That nigga Derek was standing still. I'm sitting here like, damn, we lost both of them niggas. That nigga
Yeah,
moved. I
hold
was like,
on.
yes.
All
Yo,
right,
this
I'm gonna
tap
pop
water
out and pop
terrible.
back in.
You said what's
Uh,
terrible?
This tap water I'm drinking, I'm getting a headache.
yeah.
What's
That's
in the
Texas
It's
water?
straight.
water, nigga. What you
What's in the
expect?
water out there?
Might be
It's
bleach.
Texas.
Nigga.
What
That's
you
like bleach.
expect? Them niggas got crazy shit in the water.
We really do, bro. Water be tasting like rocks.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is when we come down here, get bottled water and call it a day.
Yeah,
No,
nigga. I was
you
never
should
gonna drink
definitely
that
be.
tap water.
You definitely need to buy bottled water because even my fridge water, the filter like come on at least once a month. I'm like, bro, I can't do this shit, bro.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, I swear.
That is nuts. This man now still frozen on that joint. That's crazy. Wait, nah, is he still in here? It can't be. Something with a foot. All right. Shit, quick thing. Shit, quick thing. But how do y'all feel about what I stated? Do y'all? Well, like how Nile was saying, he was saying that it was still gonna be a subsection of niggas that would feel differently on how I felt about it. Which I mean,
So
yeah,
your point that you made was people are still talking about it, bruh. After 2 weeks after we had our cast talking about the last episode, I forgot about Invincible. I was on to the next thing. Like it was there in the back
yeah.
of my mind, but I'm not talking about it. It's
It
not
kind of
giving
lets you
me.
breathe, though. It kind of lets you breathe. There's a part one to the story. It's kind of like a book
Mm,
series that's
mm,
dropping. You get the
when
first part one, like Harry Potter. You get the part one, or Star Wars. You get the part
but
one,
it's a
and
movie.
then
You're supposed to wait for a movie. Now, if Invincible was in movie format, that's a different ball game. Wait,
I would say the same thing. If or I would agree with you if we're not seeing in live time live action things that you would only see placed in movies being placed in shows now. For a great example right now, you got the Knuckles, which looks like it's well Derek stated pointed out in the group chat, it looks like it's of movie quality
It
because
does.
now they're trying to kind of blend the two type of thing. And you have James Gunn in another example where he's trying to use all of the actors from the movies for all of these characters in the DC and then implement them And if they play in animated shows to have the same voice actors, or if they have live action shows to have the same actors and everything like
You
that,
mean Peacemaker?
we're starting to see the cross now. Just in general for all DC entities, all DC characters. James Gunn said that's where he wanted to go forward because he's gonna have animated shows where these same characters play. He wants the same voice actors blended in, basically, both the live action and the animated side
If they do
type of
that,
thing.
they'll beat the MCU out. Because if I'm sitting there watching it and I have who they gonna have going for it? Homeboy that played Blue Beetle. If they do an animated series and he's still the voice of Blue Beetle, and we get his voice acting and live action for like the next 10 years, and I know that when I listen to Blue Beetle, I'm listening to him. They'll win.
That
They'll win.
that was just an example for Invincible though.
No, no, no. But what? Okay.
Do you think that they would go to movies? Is that what y'all were saying?
I'm
No, what
saying
I'm
that
saying
you.
is, what I was
Oh,
saying
go ahead.
was, going back on Ralph's point of saying that people are not talking, people are still talking about it even when months after. I'm one of those people that's not talking about it. After 2 weeks of the last episode of Invincible, we spoke on it, and I just went on to the next show because I'm still waiting. There was no advertisement. Oh, we're coming back in January. Oh, we're coming back in February. We could have been sitting here waiting until May, till the next episode. I
Yeah.
understand we got a writer strike, but at least give us something coming soon. Something like we were
They said it
literally,
was coming soon.
but nah, son, we was left on red. We were
They
literally
said
left
they
Yeah,
on
was
red.
from the
coming
start of the
soon. Literally
year.
at the end. At the end of the episode,
Yeah,
they
but
said
like you
part
know
two
that
coming
it's
soon.
supposed to be coming back in 2024, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just like I do agree with that a little bit. Like it could have been advertised a little bit better, but I don't think that they wanted to. A because they probably knew how people were feeling, and at the same time, um, the other issue is they it's only 4 episodes. Why would you like? I don't know. I can understand not wanting to do a whole bunch of
It
marketing around that.
My thing is, if you're doing a part one, part two, we need more episodes. If like part one, part two needs to go with like maybe 24 episodes, something like what they did with The Walking Dead, the final season. They gave us 12 episodes, and then the next year we got the other 12.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like you can't just do four 45-minute episodes and then just be like, y'all can wait.
But to Rob's point though, that's where you probably have the issues with the animators coming into play. And that's another thing that worried me is like, yo, I understand that y'all like if y'all feel like y'all getting overworked and it's the honest to God's truth. Like I get that and I get that there's some compromises as a fan that we are going to have to make and understanding that. But like if this is what you do, you don't want to push it to the point where it's like, oh, you just out of a job. Like that cuz that's the thing. Like they real quick they are real quick to cancel something.
I
So it's
think
like,
from them
mhm,
unionizing, it's less to do of the overworking because I feel like if you're animators, specifically in that niche, in that job, I feel like you're gonna be worked a lot, regardless. If they try and find a more accommodable way, it'll still be difficult to try and reach deadlines because you have to have a deadline with specific shows that you're dropping.
mhm,
So I think it was more so on the compensation side because after the first season, I'm guessing the owners didn't expect such a growth. And then if they're just coming back with a flat rate to increase their pay instead of the increase of their pay is predicated on the sales in which this series gets, then I can understand why they come back and be like, no, we don't want to do this until we're properly compensated. We could do the work. We've shown
yeah.
y'all we could do the first 4 episodes. So just pay us what we earned from producing y'all a great first season
As
so
long
we
as
can
it's not a
keep
trend.
going.
As
Yeah, I
long
don't.
as I'm
Yeah,
I'm
I
with
would
you,
hope
Rob.
not.
That's why I said I'm not going. All of what I'm discussing, in terms of like the judgment that I have, I don't think that is fair to like if they end well with these last 4 episodes and then we don't see it again, then everything that I'm discussing just we could wipe off the table because then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, to Rob's point, this is just what happened during those proceedings. And you, as a fan, have to be able to understand that those things are going to happen. And it's okay. It happened with a lot of TV for people that are like really huge primetime network channel shows. They just had to go through like what, a whole year of that. So, okay, that's like you got to just kind of compromise. You got to understand that people want to get paid properly to do what they do, whether they love it or not. They still got to like feed their family and whatnot. So it's like, yeah, I get that. It's just, again, if now we at the point where, okay, the talks are done, the stuff should, like, all of the backroom communications and such should be done. So don't give me this again. And that's the other part, is as soon as the season ends, get ready to, like Derek said, get ready to hear see you again in 2 years. And now you're looking at 2024, don't or 2026. Don't tell me in 2026 I got an 8 episode season and
It's split
it's
up
split in
into.
half. Don't, come on, like, I
I
might
can.
stop watching it out of spite, bro. I
Yeah.
might, like,
I'm
I'm
a flip on that
spiteful
end.
enough.
I'm a flip on that end. I can understand where y'all coming from. So I'll say that if it's just a one time thing where they had to iron out some kinks, iron out some deals to be worked, some compensation, then by all means. But if you continue to do this for the foreseeable future, you might lose your fan base. No matter how good the damn story is, and no matter how good y'all animate it, it's just gonna be people that, like now I was saying, out of spite. Man, y'all niggas not dropping this shit on a timely fashion, my nigga. And y'all expect my money to be on a timely fashion every month with this
Yeah,
Amazon Prime
Amazon
membership?
probably gonna go
Fuck
up
out of
another
here.
$5 too. Like,
By
to
then, nigga,
who's
$20.
that? I don't know whether it was T or Derek that said that, but yeah, it's the price of Amazon is constantly going up.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time you get to 2026, you one of the biggest reasons why you might have it, which, if you like, is the two biggest series that I see coming out of Amazon, at least right now. I guess three that I would count is The Boys, Invincible, and then Wheel of Time. Those is like
Yep.
the three. The Boys is having good like the pacing and everything with that is, it's been
Reacher too.
good, because you know what? Yeah, Reacher too. Um, with The Boys, where I think they kind of capitalized is they were like, look, we gonna need more time. And it is live action, but they said we gonna
Mm-hmm.
need more time, so we gonna give you 2 seasons or 2 series in between it, based around the same world and concepts. They gave you an animated season series with that little I can't remember what it was called, but you remember how they had the animated series
It was more
for The
comic accurate
Boys?
type of thing. Yeah,
They
I can't
had
remember
that,
what it was
and
called.
then
Gen
the
V,
most recent thing is
Gen
Gen
Z.
V, right? So it's like, cool. Now with Invincible, they did kind of do that, because they dropped that. I didn't even watch it, but they dropped that little series with
Adam Eve.
Adam Eve, right?
And they.
And it was like, well, the only thing I was gonna say is that wasn't something that I heard anything about. I didn't really get excited about
It
that.
was a
I
sleeper. I'm
didn't
not
really
gonna lie.
watch that. Um, yeah, I might need to go back and watch it, but it just, like, to T's point, sometimes when you don't have enough marketing, which I really didn't see that much around that personally. It could have just been me, but when you don't have a lot of marketing and you drop something like that and it doesn't make a lot of noise, it's kind of like, that was how that was. I don't know how much it actually played into the story, but if they do something like that again, you're gonna have to market it. You're gonna have to, like, I'm fine if they want to do like an Alan side story or something like that and they drop it in between, or they want to do a Viltrumite backstory or something like that and they drop it in between. But again, you don't. If we get to 2026, season 3 of Invincible, 8 episodes, half in the fall, half in the fall slash winter, other
He's
half
gonna have a
in
mutiny.
2027. Yeah, it's gonna be it's I don't know. I just see where that, because again, if you get a drop off in ratings, that's the big thing. Is if people just decide, I'm gonna wait, or I'm not gonna watch it. Um, that's where you will have big problems with the network, and they drop shows like nothing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's, all of the streaming services and whatnot, they will drop a show for less. They don't. It does not matter. I don't. Growing up, I don't feel like we saw that as much with, like, network shows and whatnot. Like usually if they had a network show and it did good, even if they did have a little pushback, they usually waited it out a little bit. I have not seen that happen with like Netflix or Amazon, Paramount, all I have not seen that. So all I have to go by is if those ratings drop, your favorite show can get dropped too. And to that Kai show guy, I'm sorry if I messed that up. Yeah, we were talking about Invincible.
Yeah,
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
for
We asked.
joining us too.
Senior
Yes,
Kai
sir.
show.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining us. I think we're about to branch off. I was about to ask y'all a different question too. It's not on the list, but I don't know if I should ask.
Go ahead and
Yeah,
ask it.
fuck it. You
Go
know
for
what?
it.
Fuck it. All right. So since we're already on the topic of media, I can't remember. It was an interview recently with a high up actor, or I think he was on Hot Ones. I think it was Matt Damon, where he was a part of a lot of rom coms and everything. And he was kind of like breaking down why rom coms aren't as prevalent in the media sphere and movies in general because of streaming and all the money behind it and everything like that, and all of the rating systems and everything. And Al brought that up. It reminded me. But do y'all think that media now is better in terms of entertainment, in terms of movies, visual media, more so than anything? Do y'all think that it's better now in 2024 than how it was, let's say, early 2000s?
So when you
No.
say visual media, you're saying like commercials, trailers, and
I'm
stuff like that.
talking. I'm talking about movies. I'm talking about shows. I'm talking about all sorts of shows, just media in general in comparison to those two in terms of entertainment wise.
I
Do
would
y'all
say
I'm
it's
think
actually
just
glad you
over.
brought that up.
I'll just say it's oversaturated now. It's like
Yeah.
every network got kind of the same type of show and shit. Like when we was growing up, like there was a difference between your Cartoon Network shows, your Nickelodeon shows, your Disney Channel shows, all
Mm-hmm.
types of shit. Like, and you remember we used to have the let's watch a Disney Channel movie. Like every time we was in school, be like, yo, High School Musical about to come on. Oh, Jump In about to come on. Oh, Sky High, the new movie about to come on. Like we had something to look forward to. Now it's like
Yes, sir.
shit, the movie come on, you play it. Damn, another movie come on, you play it. It's like, damn, it's so much. And a lot of it is kind of the same. It's like you don't even look forward to shit no more. So I can't even sit back and enjoy something that's I don't know. I feel like everything is just the same type of movie with
and then
different characters.
to
You
angle
do.
on your point, because I don't necessarily know. I just thought about the question, so I don't even know how to accurately come up with the answer. But how you just brought it up, it's oversaturation, and it's not like it's. I mean, it is new IPs that's coming out, but it's a whole lot of IPs that we've already seen before, and they just getting a remake in modern fucking.
So
And don't get me twisted. It's a lot of them that I actually like, and they actually did a good service to them. But still, at the end of the day, one would like something new. We've already
so
seen this story before, especially how they did with the Matrix. You gotta either go two ways. Either does really good, or it's really bad. It's never no in between, because if you get in between, niggas from the old series is gonna be like, you fucked this up. It's Star
so
Wars. One of those new Star Wars trilogy movies
it
was
was
actually
trash.
all right.
No.
One of them had to be all right, but the fact that it was just all right from the already six movies that we've had that was just top notch, top tier, that all right is not good enough. It's not hitting the bar, so it's ass automatically, which I understand completely. So I don't necessarily know the answer to it, but T, I'm sorry for cutting you off. I know you was trying to say something. Go
Well,
ahead.
my thing is like D said, everything's oversaturated. You get the same thing. The Color Purple musical. Don't I'm not gonna lie, it was really good, but you get that. If I could chime in, I think it's just the fact that the innovation's gone. The kids these days aren't concerned about content. It's more of the vibe, how it looks, leading to a lack of effort. You are not wrong there, sir. Honestly, with
I
this
agree with that.
generation, it to even go at that point, everything needs to be 2.5 minutes long because nowadays no child's attention span can sit there and handle what is on the screen. I.e., you notice that songs back in the day, an album used to be an hour and 20 minutes long with quality. Quality. Now every album's about 30 minutes, minute and a half to 2.5 minutes for a song. No
Bro,
content, no nothing. Like I go back and listen to old Kanye. I can't listen to new stuff. I go back and listen to old Lupe Fiasco. Quality in every album.
It
Stormy
wasn't
Lucy.
just vibes back then. Stormy
Stormy.
underscore Iwa, loser. Not really.
That was
Cause
towards me.
that's mean and I like it. My bad.
That's towards me
I'm weak.
because
Um,
I'm not playing Fortnite or DVD with them.
yeah.
Hey,
Fortnite.
hey, 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 don't
Let me
talk
chill.
about
Let
it.
me chill.
I
Let me
used to
chill.
say
Let me
that
chill.
too, but I got pulled in. But
Let me
yeah,
chill.
like nowadays, like content needs to be minuscule. It has to be straightforward to the point. That's why, for one, we're like they're constantly yes, fork knife. I know it's funny, kind of show. Um, like for one, we're getting Marvel burnout. Us back in the day, we can handle a movie once, maybe two movies a year. Now they're trying to get all this content out, so people are still on it. That's why we're getting what they call Marvel burnout because this new generation needs that. Once something's done, we need another one. We need another one. We need another one. We need another one because their attention span can't hold for too long. That's why even for this moment, like I'm not gonna lie, I may have that with Invincible because the spread of time is like it's killing me waiting for the next set of content. You give me some heat and then you make me wait for more heat. Like that's what bothers me.
Yeah, they so because I kind of noticed this with my what I work in, like working in marketing.
Hey,
Um,
now just one thing before you get going. Kaisho said, "Oh, with
mhm.
Marvel, it's a prime example of how masterful the payoff is for a long story versus instant gratification." Yeah, right now they're
Yeah,
looking for instant gratification. We we had
yeah.
quality, and then after Endgame, that was it. But now I'll let you go ahead. I'm sorry, sir.
No, no worries. So yeah, like so I work in marketing as that's what I do in my career. Um, you like I've noticed how much metrics have been really helpful to us in a lot of like really wonderful ways. And it's helped people to take a lot of stress off of their roles and how things work because of metrics and how we've improved and innovated metrics. Um, but there's this like ridiculous downside that exists within that as well. And it's like you start getting too caught up in like what a statistic is telling you. And then you start to like, it's everything just becomes repetitive, 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 repetitive. And like, like even when I talk to clients, it's like, they they want to know all of those things. They're like, oh well, what's the metrics, how do these things work? And if you try to give like a pushback and be like, I understand that this is what this says, but we can't, if we want to make something that stands out, or if we want to make something that's unique to you, unique to your business, unique to what you have to offer, we might have to actually ignore some of those things so that way we can determine what that is that can make you stand out. And they're like, no, they're like, look, I want to follow the path that has worked for everything and everyone else, because I know that they have the success, they have the numbers, they have that, and nobody is like really willing to take the gamble because they just want the results. They just, that's all they care about, even if the results. So, and that's where it becomes so funny because on the business side, they start to get a little upset when it's like, well, how come how come my numbers haven't increased? How come this hasn't
Mm-hmm.
increased? And it's like, well, because we do the same. Like, I can tell you, you're gonna have this at the end of this month. And there is nothing that's going, like, nothing is going to change that. And the reason why nothing is going to change that is because you don't do anything different.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching at the end of the year I watched two old movies, well, three, I guess you could say. I watched Predator, one of my favorite movies ever. I watched what is it, you remember that movie with Roddy Piper? I think it's called They Know or They Will,
I think so.
something like that.
Mm.
It's one of those titles. I watched that, and I also watched Heat. And I was sitting there and I'm like, yo, we can't do this today. Like, people can't, you can't, your attention span could not hold out and wait for that. That's why, like, the Scorsese movies that's coming out recently, it's like you don't hear much about them. You're not seeing much from them. Um, it's because people, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, people would have loved that. Like, the
Yep.
most recent one that came out, the Killer Moon, whatever it's called,
Yeah.
people would have people would have loved that a lot more, I feel like. 15 years ago. Like at the start, like if we go back to like the Obama administration, like during that time, you had to drop
Mm-hmm.
that movie, probably would have did really well. But we don't have we even that time frame, we just don't have the attention span, and a lot of that is morphed because of the business behind following metrics. So it's like because of that, because of how that whole metric game plays out. Think about it. Like if you got a formula and you could just follow the stats to get whatever answer you want, you could just repeat that 50, 60 times over.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't go by that, think about how much time it take to make the next new thing. Like you gotta like really take your time and think about it. You gotta have focus groups and like all of these different things to try to get to that idea. But don't again, if I could sit here and say, all right, y'all, I could get $500 right now. All we gotta do is press 8 buttons, and if these 8 buttons go like this, we get $500 each time. You gonna press them 8 buttons every like as many times as you can. It's like 500,
Mm-hmm.
500, 500, 500, 5. You gonna be trying to get it as like what? Don't stop. Don't let it stop. But if I
Mm-hmm.
were to, if somebody come in the fray and say, all right, guys, I know that if you hit those 8 buttons, you'll get the $500. And but what I think would be better is if we try to hit 3 buttons here, then do another 3 buttons here and another 3 buttons here. And guess what? Instead of 500, we might be able to get 2,000, 3,000. People gonna be sitting there like, boy, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get 3,000 hitting these 8 buttons tomorrow. What is you
Mm-hmm.
talking about?
Instant
I'm not
gratification.
doing that.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's it's and the thing is, the businesses have that mind frame. We have now been infected with that mind frame. Cause like to T's point, waiting for Invincible, that it in a sense, we should be able to. We really should be able to like not have a problem with it, but we're not used to that anymore. Now what we're used to, now what we're conditioned
It's
behind
instant.
is give me that, give me it,
Yep.
give me it. So and
Pause.
you expect it out of the yes,
Pause.
thank you. But and you expect that out of you expect that from these companies. So that's why like you expect that from Invincible, right? You expect no, where you at? We need this right now. Where you at?
See,
You should be able to do this, and it's like,
but
And
that's
then
a.
real quick, I just want to do a shout out 013 Kaido. Just want to appreciate you for the tier 1 sub. We appreciate that.
thank
Appreciate
you,
that.
thank you.
The smooth and but go ahead.
But my whole thing is with the invincible thing, just piggybacking, not to stay on this for too long, but 4 episodes is not enough. If
Yeah, I
they
know.
did, like I said earlier, if they did 12, then put us on a hiatus for like 2-3 months, I'll be okay with that. I'll be
Yeah,
just fine with that. But
But how Nile, but hold up, how Nile just said it though. We living in an instant gratification society right now where we want the content back to back to back. So is it really the
it's
fact
like a
that
combo.
we want the instant gratification, or is it the fact
now,
that
now,
we really can't
I
wait
think with
what
Invincible,
three
it's a
months
combo.
for the
here's the thing
rest of
though.
the four?
But here's the thing
Instant
though.
gratification, nigga. That was 2 years.
Hold on. My whole thing is this.
For this season?
It's not instant gratification. It's not like the waiting portion. It's the amount of what we're given. You literally.
Yeah, that's
I can
really
get like my like I said. You give me if they would have gave me 8 episodes, then another 8, I'd have been fine. It's like nowadays they're cutting back on what we're given per season. Now, in season 1 of Invincible, we had 8 straight weeks. There was no breaks. 8 straight weeks. Now,
What
go ahead. Go ahead.
what if we try and parallel this kind of thing, if they kind of started to take, because what I'm hearing is right now it's not quick enough. What we would much rather like is kind of like a Marvel type of rollout where they're trying to release things when things are completed or anything like that and trying to rush a product. If you got to take extra time to goddamn make sure and iron out the kinks, I'd rather have that product 10 times out of 10 before I'd have the slop that Marvel has been giving us the
Okay.
past couple of fucking years.
Hold up.
That's 10
Now,
years.
now, now, you are right about that. But my whole thing is this: Like D said, we waited 2 years for
That is, you got a
Invincible.
point.
They could have
You got
gave
a
For
us
point.
eight
8 episodes.
Yeah.
Now we're waiting another 2-3 months after getting 4 quality episodes for another 4 episodes, and then we're
Mhm.
gonna probably have to wait another 2 years to get another
for
season of
another eight
Invincible. For
episodes.
Well,
another eight
they
episodes.
did green light. They did green light season 2 and 3 at the same time. So my hope would be season 3 would be coming out this year too. But it was like, damn, you get greenlit for 2 seasons and then you got to wait 2 years for 4 episodes. I think
We
that's the
don't
only.
we don't know. They may
Well,
drop
Which
it next
again
year as
also
well.
might
We
play.
we don't know
but
when they're
but
gonna
that's
drop the season three,
but that's the
but
thing.
that's the
That's my
hope.
problem. We don't know when they're gonna drop it. The
You got a
boys
point.
got, but that's the thing. The boys got greenlit, and but the thing that they did perfect with it, we got Gen V in between to give us something. To give us something like if Invincible did something like that, yeah, Adam Eve 1 episode. But if they would have gave us at least 2-3 episodes of Adam Eve, I'd have been fine. Not
I
just
think if
one, but like it's like, how do I explain it? The boys did it correctly, and Invincible is like kind of not following the same formula. That's
I
why it's
think if
like,
they started off with live action, it might have been a lot easier, like how the boys was able to do it. They started off with live action. They found the actors in which they want to portray this. Animating it is not gonna be a problem. You could get anybody to voice act it or anything like that. But trying to find the actors that embody the people that you're trying to go for, it's gonna be a lot more difficult trying to go from the animation when people are so accustomed to the voice and have it be completely switched around to somebody completely different on the live action stage, and you're sitting here like these are supposed to be the same people
but is there
from the
a live
same
action
universe type of
Invincible?
thing.
Is there a live action Invincible?
No, but
No,
I'm saying
but so that means your point is kind of invalid because when it comes to voice acting, you can easily get these people. You can get anybody. You just gotta. It's like you said, they gotta embody the character, but there is no live action. There's none. There's no excuse why animation should take so long. I.e., look at what the Japanese are doing, but we give ourselves more breaks on hand. If
yeah,
you're
because I
getting,
think it's more ethical.
I get that, but literally a two year hiatus in between seasons, bruh. Two
I think
seasons.
For
it's
eight
ethical.
For
episodes.
Nigga,
8 episodes.
God willing, I'm
Hold
not
on, hold
dying
on,
in
hold
this
on,
two
hold on.
years.
Back in the
God
day,
damn.
early 90s, when we had Batman, we had 20, 30 episodes straight out.
And
Straight
that
out.
animation was dog shit compared to the shit that they pumping out
But
right
look
now,
at what
nigga.
but look at the times that we were in. They were
Hold
still
up,
put
hold on, hold on. That Invincible animation, not all that.
thank you.
I think it's pretty. If
Mm,
you look at it, if you compare
Rob,
the animation,
It's
they
not.
compare it
It's
to
not
the
like
old
that
animation.
shit, that shit,
If
bro.
you
From
compare it,
what we getting from Demon Slayer and other shit, this Invincible shit took 2 years to
yeah.
look like this shit. Not even on the level of in Young Justice. If I'm being for real,
Jujutsu Kaisen's worst episode is still better than Invincible.
damn, we talking about this joint for an hour.
that's a lot of bold takes. We somehow, some way found our way back to it. That's some bold
Uh,
takes.
all right. Just one little point that I did want to add, just kind of to, in a sense, double down on the whole metric side too, and show you the influence of these things. Um, what's the shortest anime like season you seen? What is it? Demon Slayer? I was trying to think about it while you guys were talking. What's the shortest one you've seen?
I think it was Demon Slayer, right?
Yeah,
No.
something like
Like,
that.
Mm-mm.
T, what is it for you?
Minimum has been like 12 episodes for all these animes for a season.
Yeah,
So
twelve.
like Mashal 12.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Demon
Okay.
Slayer
So
12. So
what
Okay.
the so like what see there here's the thing too, because in American animation is you don't have that many examples to go by, so I imagine they have to look at the anime success in America as well. And I wouldn't, to be honest with you, I really wouldn't do that if I was an American production company for animation. I really wouldn't do that, but I do think that they do. And what happens is it wouldn't shock me if they saw the numbers from the first season of Invincible and was like, "Oh, well, we did better than a Demon Slayer's first season, or we did better than um Jujutsu Kaisen or whatever like anime that is popular at the time and also very popular over here." They could have looked at that and said, "Oh, well, if we can get this number, if we can get these numbers with this many episodes. Well, we can cut that in half and get this many numbers, and that's still going. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll play those little games with it, and it's like I just it's a
Well,
I
here's the
don't,
thing. Here's the thing. My uh, when you're saying like they don't have nothing to go off, Avatar: The Last Airbender, good example. Book one, from February to December, we had 20 episodes. Maybe a week or two in between of a hiatus between episodes when something pinnacle happened.
yeah.
There is no excuse. There's no excuse.
Eight is so low. It's so because I can't think like to your point. See, I can't think of any like literally anything animation wise
We got to think about the
that's had
time
eight
frame with
episodes.
Avatar too, though, because Avatar was dropping what 20-minute episodes, max
Hold on.
a couple
Book,
extra over
book.
20 minutes. Invincible is dropping around an hour episode each,
Okay,
so
so
you technically getting 16
16.
episodes out of one season if
No,
we're
you're not.
looking at it from a 30-minute, yes we are, from a 30-minute standpoint. If we're thinking from Avatar the Last Airbender episodes always for a fact was 30 minutes. It was
Yeah,
not
but
never.
it's the beat of the show. These 40 minutes we get in Invincible is the full episode. Like they felt the need to put all of that shit in there. Like
not
if they was gonna squeeze it into
More
what,
reason.
20
Yeah,
minutes, it's
more
just
reason.
like
No,
y'all
keep
don't
going.
think
I'm sorry.
no, I'm saying I'm making sure I understand your point. Y'all don't think that this shit is like needed though? Like it's needed for the 40 minutes.
it is.
No, I agree
It
with that.
is.
I
It
It
really
is.
is.
do.
But my whole thing
It's a
is,
lot of content.
but that's the thing. My
But
whole
to
thing
that,
is, at the end of the day, it's like, yo, like literally 4 episodes though. Why? And then 2 years, and then another 2.5 months that we gotta wait for the second half of season two. Come on, come on.
Rob, yeah, with that hour, to me that is more reason why you should probably have more episodes too. Because to Derek and T's point, you gotta flesh out a lot more with Invincible. It's a lot of material. Like I still do not like right now the way that it's going. I really don't think we gonna see like the entire series as it
Serious?
was written. Yeah, like I don't see it happening. And with the pacing that they go on with, which again, like in terms of episode pacing, we talked about that before on the show. It's been real we do enjoy that. We really do like how they had paced it out. We think that they gave proper timing for like per episode. But even more reason why it's like, yo, I understand trying to ask for 12 hours out of your animators may be like a little difficult, but you, you kind of have to with this show. You have no choice. You can't you if to cut it at 8, even with the hour to cut it at 8, it's like if you do that again next season, we are not going to really be advancing this show much further. Like it's just I don't see it at least like unless at some point in season 3 they rush through something. But imagine how fans going to respond to that. That I can't see that being taken well.
Now
But that's what would have happened.
let me throw something at you. Blue Eye Samurai, 8 episodes. Do you think Netflix could easily do that week by week, even though they released it all in one go? Do you think they'll throw a hiatus in there? I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give my answer. No, they'll give it to him week after week after week after week.
From how they released, it seemed like they already had the 8 episodes completed.
But regardless, though, that shows that you can work and get that stuff done on a week by week basis. You
But
could do
that
it.
still
But
adds context though, because
okay,
if they're stopping the four from being released, I feel like they weren't up to par from the first four.
okay,
It's no reason why they out of nowhere, especially since we had the first season and it was 8 episodes back to back. It's no reason remotely why they would split it up out of nowhere.
but bruh,
Out of
two
nowhere.
years, 2 years.
Everything
That's the defining. That's
everything
literally
has
the
to
defi-
have happened. Everything has to have happened for a reason for them to do this. Do I think that they'll do it again? No, because of the concerns that y'all are voicing right now. But to say we can't wait 3 months again, 3 months. We 20 how old years old? 3 months out of our a long illustrious career, God willing. We can't wait 3 months for just four other measly episodes, 4 hours worth of content, basically. If we want to boil it down to specifics, it's gonna be around 3 hours and some change. Regardless, there's a whole lot of content that we're gonna be able to indulge more than a movie's worth of content, a Marvel's movie worth of
But
content.
think about this, Rob. With them 4 episodes, what did we indulge in? We indulged in one fight scene at the end. We didn't give a fuck about his mom being drunk, spilling wine. We
Yeah,
didn't give a
but
fuck about
this
Adam
is
Eve
the
fighting some nigga with a
foundation.
jetpack. But
This
I'm
is the
saying, I'm being
found.
dead ass. You talking about some, look at the content we about to get. Like, nigga, we saw a nigga get a big brain. We seen this nigga fight with his dad, some blue aliens. We seen Adam Eve do some shit, and we seen this fake ass Batman. That's all you really remember from this season. It's like, yo, we really had 4 episodes for this cliffhanger for these niggas to be left on a planet to be introduced to more Viltrumites. Oh yeah, and we seen Alan get his ass beat. So it was like,
Also the
bro, we
foundations. It's a lot of
four
foundations
Mad
hours,
that they're
quick.
building though.
But
four
it's
hours,
too
and all of
many
that shit.
foundations being built.
Like, bro, like,
It's specifically why they're doing it though. Is the reason why I kind of push back on the
I was in the
it's gonna
writers'
take
room
years
apparently.
and years and years in order for them to finish this. They're doing a whole lot of storylines right now in the blink of an eye. They're doing Alan the alien storyline. They're doing Oliver at some point in time because he's gonna have to Mark, spoiler alert, Mark is gonna have to bring Oliver back to his crib on Earth, and they're gonna have to start that storyline up immediately. Angstrom Levy and the multiverse, they're gonna have to start that story up immediately. Adam Eve, they're gonna have to start this story up immediately because they just
Bro,
built the foundations on it this
I'm
first part
just
of this
saying,
season.
after season one, they should have been like season two. Our focus is gonna be Angstrom Levy, and I felt like after
That's gonna
Angstrom
take
Levy,
too long. And
but I'm
you have a
saying
whole season based on this nigga.
I'm
It is
saying they could have did the whole first half based on. Granted, he does meet his demise. He's not a villain that stays around for the entire Invincible arc. But it's like, yo, the first 2 episodes we see this nigga, and then we see some other shit. It was like, yo, season two, and then you see the poster for season two. It's him going against Angstrom Levy. It's like, yo, I don't care enough about this nigga to even care about the next part. It should have just been. I feel like they could have focused more on him and his dad and him and Angstrom because it was like focusing on Alan. All right, cool. Focusing on the brother, cool. Of course you're gonna do that, but then having all these side characters like this Mars nigga, like this Martian nigga. It's like, what storyline are y'all really going for this season? Like, y'all got the Martian nigga, y'all got Alan the alien, you got Oliver, you got his mom dealing with therapy shit, you got Adam Eve, you got Mark Dad. That's 6 different things going on.
the key
It's like,
things is
bro,
that all of these stories coincide to get to the ending of Invincible. You
So
need Adam and Eve in order to get to the
hold
ending
on,
of
hold on.
Invincible. Spoiler alert, Adam Eve brings herself back and learns that ability, if I'm not mistaken, heals Mark from being mortally wounded so that they're able to continue and actually fight Thrag.
Now,
You
that's gonna
need
be season
his
hold on,
three
hold
with
on,
father.
hold
Conk
on, hold on.
against
So
Conquest.
how long till we get to the end? What year are we going to be in when we finally get to the end of Invincible?
What is it,
2050.
2024 now?
Tw-
I'd say
you know what?
if
One
if
Piece
it's
is
on the
going to
if it's
finish
on the
before that. One
if
Piece
it's
is
on a
going to finish
2 year
before
time,
Invincible.
please don't say that because that
One
shit
Piece
is
is
a
going to finish
thousand
before Invincible.
episodes in,
I'm
and it
just
Yo,
don't
no
saying.
look like
cap
it's
though.
stopping
I'm
anytime
just
soon.
saying. I'm just saying.
Don't
One
say
Piece,
that. It
one,
gets a thousand
the way
episodes,
we're going with the length of time
Yeah.
between these seasons, Oda's going to
nigga.
finish that. Oda's going to
If
finish it right
if
before.
One Piece started right now and it was on this 1,000 shit, nigga, it would have been years, 30 years to be
But
exact,
I'm getting
around
content
30
every
years.
week though. I'm getting content
Around
every week.
Yeah, you can't
Is
do
it
that
the
with
is
a
it
you
the
can't do that
same
I'm
with
is
One
getting
it the
Piece.
content
same
every
amount
week.
of content? Is it the same
It's the same amount of
threshold of
content.
content?
Yup.
Is it the same
Yes, it is.
threshold of
Yes,
important
it is.
content?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it
No,
is.
Oh,
like yeah.
brother.
No, he not lying. No,
Don't
like
talk about
he
Oh,
Oda.
genuinely
Don't
not
talk about
lying.
Oda.
I don't like
No,
One
like
Piece, God.
Rob,
Everybody know
Rob, he
this.
genuinely not like. But to which, because I was just listening to what you with like the point that Derek had made with the 8 different arcs and like different things happening. One Piece does that, but they like to T's point, they give you it every. It's been like every week for like 30 years. It's yeah, we got mad content to give you, and yeah, it's a lot, and it's hard to fit this all in one episode. But they, yeah, dude, like they do it. They actually do it. And there's like the moment you get to a new location in One Piece, it's like 5 different stories that you got to start tackling. It's whoever is like being whoever is plays the like damsel in distress role. You got to get the backstory between them.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to get the character growth, but the character growth between all of the character, like um all of Luffy's crew, because they all like have an intricate role in each arc. Then you got to get the other side characters that help the Straw Hats. Then you got to get the big bad. Like they really do that, and it's the pacing of it is really it's really well written. That's one of the reasons why I think they do a little bit better with pacing. But um yeah, like see, and that's what you saying though, Rob, with all of those storylines, that's more reason to go back to T's point why they probably should do something like The Boys,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like give a side story then for this. Like if they if to Derek's point, what this whole season could be fleshed out around Angstrom Levy. If they where this is like with these 8 episodes, either they gonna rush something or they gonna like get straight to the point with something where it's like if you were going to do that, then why not give us another season where you do just or like a side story where you do just focus on the Angstrom Levy stuff and have that lead back into an actual season for Invincible. But they don't do that. They just build it right into the season where they got all of these other talking points that are like around Mark that they want to cover, which I get that. Invincible is Mark. You want to, they want to focus on the path that Mark has, which ultimately is very much surrounded around the Viltrumites. I get that. But again, now you're trying to fit all of these different things in there, and you only got 8 episodes to do it. Even if it's successful this season, you're going to have to, like, you're gonna have to at some point if that formula doesn't change it's gonna run into itself. Like something gonna happen where people are just gonna be like, all right, bro, like I don't even care if I really want to watch this because they just skipped this whole part or they just did this. It's just like when we were talking about Promise Neverland when Joker was here. We was talking about we were talking about how anime seasons where like the manga isn't as good as or the manga is better than the material that you would have got in the anime. And the example that I had used in that was Promise Neverland. Promise Neverland skipped. Oh, they were trying to get to the point so fast that they skipped over an entire arc, and that made most of the viewers that were watching it go, "I'm out. Like I'm done," because it was what many people viewed as the best arc in the entire franchise. And again, it's like at some point those things come back and catch you. They will it and all it take is really one bad go of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen it enough with anime. If you mess up one, like we are picky fans. We want to if we read it and we like what we read, we want to see as much of that as we possibly can.
I
Like
think
we
I
mhm.
think that's why they're going this way though. And to answer, somebody had a question: when do you think it's going to end? 2030, latest 2032, which
Tokyo
I think
Ghoul.
is very,
Mhm.
which I think is
That's
very
right.
understandable.
See,
2 years, 2 years of pop, 8 episodes. You're technically
here's the thing.
they're doing the main
Hold on.
components of Mark during this phase in the
But
comics.
here's the thing
They're
though. Here,
doing all the main things that
I
helped
got
him grow
one
into a
thing for you.
superhero and everything like that.
I got one thing for you.
So, and I think another episode, 45 minutes to an hour long, I think he'll be able to either tie up Angstrom Levy or at least build upon him even more if he's going to be a villain going forward. I think 45 minutes to an hour will be enough to actually show Thrag and show Conquest at least to the point where we know that they're coming.
No.
My whole thing
20
is they could have
45
gave us,
minutes to
but
an
they could have
hour,
gave us.
I think
Hold on.
45 minutes to an hour, I think could wrangle up Alan the alien story
No.
and his point of him trying to power up and everything and trying to get to the point where
Okay.
he's at in the comic books where he can actually fight a Viltrumite.
Now
I
hold on.
think 45
We
minutes
just
to an
yeah.
hour
Okay,
could be able to
bro.
tie
Okay.
up loose ends for
Okay.
Adam
I'm
Eve
literally about to hit the
and
mute
all
button
of
on
these
him.
other things, or even
I'm literally about
45
to hit the
minutes
mute.
to an hour is enough for Mark to be able to go fly his ass to Viltrum, bring his father the
So like I was saying, at D, he is both D now he's muted. So like I was saying, I told her I was gonna do it. I don't know how many times I got to hear him say 45 minutes to an hour. Are you done? You done being in timeout, Rob? Okay. So like I was saying, I get it. He's trying to say in 45 minutes to an hour, all that stuff can be wrapped up. But in my opinion, give me an hour and a half movie in between each year. If you want to do this whole 2 year thing, give me. You could have gave me in
It's
between.
not gonna be enough. If
Yo,
we
he's back in timeout again, y'all. So like I was saying, I Rob, I hope you know the stream. You know the stream can't hear you, right? You even when we go on YouTube, it's not gonna hear you. You're still going. You D now I understand y'all getting his point, but the viewers cannot hear him right now. He's in timeout.
Just unmute him real quick.
He's still going. I just need him to calm down for 2 seconds. He was ready to cut me off.
you be,
Are you done?
niggas been talking the whole time. I've been chill. Let's go.
Are you done?
The first 4 episodes.
Like I was saying.
It's
Yo.
3 hours and some change.
Yo,
you want these
can you
niggas to
stop for
cut
2
that shit?
seconds?
Let me ask the question. You
Bruh,
want these
you went
niggas
in
to
on-
cut?
Oh my god! You went in
You
on
want
it.
these niggas to cut this shit off for half of the time and try to have them make a movie so that they put all of this content and try and short form it, the same shit that we just gave Marvel hell over.
You literally just doing the same thing that you did to me 2 weeks ago when I was trying to get my point across.
It's a question, is it not the same?
No, it's like, bruh, can I finish?
Is it? Okay, you know
Can I finish? Hold on. All I'm saying is, when like, give us a movie in between, just explaining a little bit about Engstrom. It will take away some of the stuff from the show because we'll already have some type of information about him instead of them shoving him in between each episode. That's all I'm getting at. That's
What more
all.
information? What more information do you need to know about Angstrom Levy right now?
Bruh,
We got
What?
his premise in the episode in which dropped. Did we not?
No, but Rob, look at it this way though. The last time we saw Angstrom, he was not interrogating, but he was talking to that one Invincible, like, oh, they damn near blew up all of Europe trying to get me and my dad. They got my dad, but it cost them all of Europe. And they got him in that containment cell, right? And then he leaves. So it's like we didn't see any information that he got except that. So what Terrence is saying is like, okay, you got all these different plots. Now, when season 2 is over or whatever, we can get a movie on, let's say, Oliver and Adam Eve. Let's see Oliver grow up. So that way, when Conquest come to Earth, we got Oliver already grown. So we ain't got to go through 2, 3, 4 episodes of watching this nigga grow up. We can already have these storylines that they already showed in season 2, the 6 that they already showed. Like, just put them in a movie, in a hour and a half, 2 hour movie. That way, you can get further along in the season and then just dive deeper into shit.
But I think that's gonna happen naturally over the course of the next break after this next 4 episodes.
It might not though.
45
It
minutes.
might not though.
45 minutes to an hour. All of
What did
these
we
four
get from the
episodes.
Adam Eve special? What did
All
we
of
get?
these 4
What
episodes.
did we
We
get
got
from that?
Adam. We got
I ain't
Adam's
nothing.
Eve's background and everything. Yes, we
Yeah,
did. We
and
got
nobody
her
asked for
starting
that
up.
shit.
Her. And a lot of people, you would be surprised that Adam Eve is a key focal point in
Ain't
the
nobody asked for
Invincible
that, bitch.
comic
But
books.
that's the thing. We understand
In
that
the
she's a key
Invincible
focal
comic
point.
books.
But the thing is, do they explain her prequel in the books, in the comics, in the compendium? Do they?
No, because
No, but Rob, real
create,
quick, real
the
quick. I'm gonna get you off.
creator.
But look at this real quick. So the thing is, I know you're saying people not asking for it, but in the meantime, like we saw the shit they did with Omni-Man in the comics. It shows Omni-Man getting to the planet and doing this and that. In that one episode with Omni-Man, that shit was 3 minutes. Him floating through Earth, saving the spaceship, going back, meeting the Queen. Now he a king. We done had too many episodes with this drunk ass mama. We done had too many episodes with Adam Eve doing dumb shit, building tree houses in Africa. We done had too much dumb shit going on where it was like y'all could have had 2 minute little, what is it called? Not a bon voyage, montage. Two little montages going around with these niggas doing shit instead of having episode like we see Mark and his dad fighting, and it cuts to Adam and Adam Eve fighting some cyborg type nigga. Like, bro, there was no need for this in this episode. Like, yeah, they gotta work on shit because niggas ain't checking for Adam and Eve, bro. Come on now.
One, this animation is a helping point to get people more excited into the comic books. Just like when anime sometimes goddamn brings the canon, sometimes they go more in depth with it, or they do a different side of it, like Naruto, where they do a different side of it and we call it filler and everything like that. But it is a different side in which fans
You
who
just said
really
that so
love this
American.
series really wanted to get more
Naruto.
involved in it and everything like that. The creator for the comic book Invincible is the creator for the Invincible series. Whatever is going on right now in the series is explicitly what he wanted because people already had the Invincible comic book in a physical format. He's not going to retell the same story because we already talked about this 10 minutes ago where we don't like the same shit regurgitated to us
Um,
just in a different format
hey,
or in a modern
um,
format.
We
I'm
liked
raising.
Watchmen
Hold on.
regurgitated.
I'm raising my hand. Rob,
Am I
I,
am
I
I bugging for thinking this
cut me
way?
off
Real
again.
quick.
Cut me off
Am I
again.
bugging
Yes,
for thinking this way?
yes.
You gonna get uppercut the next time you cut me off.
We didn't just talk about this.
You cut me off again.
I mean, to Rob, I understand what you're saying, Rob, but it was like you talking about we don't want the same thing. Look at what Zack Snyder did with Watchmen. It was page for page the same shit. And I understand like he changed up Batman, Superman, but I'm just saying from I think we just saying like, yo, with 4 episodes, my nigga, like you squeezing in too many storylines, and you're not gonna really flush out what you need to flush out, focusing on other shit.
Um, my whole thing is this. At the end of the day, is I if you want to throw everything out there, just give it to us piece by piece. Give us, like I said, Rob, before you go off again, give us a movie on Ancient Levy, like they did Adam and Eve. Just a little bit of a background so then they don't have to give us all this extra stuff. They can piece them in and we know what's going on. Same with what's going on with Oliver. Give us something right there, boom, so then next season we know what's going on. Just like how the boys did with Gen V. It's leading into stuff for the next season of the boys because we got something from this other show that they created. That's an affiliate of it. That's all I'm getting at. Like I understand you like I honestly I want to tell you to go take a daggone cold shower because you seem very overly stimulated by going off for the last 30 minutes on how 4 episodes is enough to give us what we need. But my whole thing is at the end of the day, we're just asking, just give us piece by piece, so that we can get more from these episodes. Because D saying Mama was drunk for the last 2-3 episodes, 3 out of the 4 episodes, 75% of the time she was drunk, going to those AA classes, even though it's not an AA class.
Yes.
Like
And
I just want stuff like more stuff fleshed out because it's like you're force feeding us a lot and we're not able to get what we want in the 4 episodes and we're left like that's it. That's
and
it.
when the next 4 episodes come out and then it breaks down why she's feeling this way and it breaks down more of how she's compartmentalizing all of these things and all her emotions and then Mark brings back Oliver and it helps her work and cope through these emotions and then
Uh,
she's able to make it back to herself within the 45 minute to an hour time span, then everybody will be like, oh, okay, so that makes sense, that's
oh,
why they
get
did
that
it.
sweet ass shit out of here. Nobody give a
We
fuck about
got
that drunk
four
bitch.
more episodes within this complete season that we are waiting on, and y'all already judging the season like it's already completed.
Bro,
All
what?
right, Bill
Okay,
Cosby.
one.
Bro, calm down.
Bro,
All
it's
right,
just not
one.
making no
Bro, go take
sense.
a cold
Okay,
shower
Yo,
before the
just
Super
one.
Bowl, bro. Come
this
on, son.
this
Yeah,
nigga just sat up here and said it's gonna show her what the fuck you say compartmentalize her feelings. Nigga, nobody asked for this hoe to be in the seat. No, they could have did this whole season. They could have said Mark Mama in the hospital going through some shit. Cool.
He's a
Bring that
key
bitch back.
point.
Bring that bitch back season 3 when Oliver
bro,
get to
we're not going
Earth.
with the way they're going with the pacing. We're not going to be able to see all of Invincible. They're going to have to rush through, and we're going to be complaining
Yeah.
of how fast. Just
They're
like
not
it's
showing
just,
all of
but oh
Invincible.
my god.
They were never going to do that.
But if that's the case, then
Yo,
why
they
give us
must be
this stuff? You
paying
have
this
to,
nigga Rob.
bro. Yo, son. Rob, I
Rob been
swear
defending
to
this
something.
shit a little. Rob, you on the pay?
Y'all
You on the
thought
payroll,
throughout
nigga?
the
Hold on,
whole
hold on.
entire
You
first
just
season.
wait. Hold up. You just said they're not showing us everything in Invincible, correct? Then why would they give
Yes.
us 3 episodes of Mama being drunk just for us to see her
Y'all
mental?
act, y'all
Yeah,
act like
Rob.
y'all act
Really?
like the whole entire
Really?
45-minute episodes was this bitch on the fucking couch drinking wine
Son.
and talking about her feelings with
Bro.
her lady. Y'all act like the whole episode was like that. Was it? Was it?
It felt
Was
like
It
it?
it.
was. It
No,
felt
it
like it, my
wasn't.
nigga.
It was
Nigga,
five,
we
ten
watched,
minutes
Yo,
max each
hold on.
episode.
bro.
Rob,
We
Rob,
watched.
not.
Look how much stupid shit was in this season. We watched this bitch crying. We watched Mark get his freak on. We watched Alan get his freak on. How much stupid shit did we need to see in this season? Everybody was getting their cheeks clapped.
Go ahead, Nyle.
Uh, I don't want to go after that. I don't want to. Why my point? Why my time got to come after that's played? All right. So I got a question for you, Rob. You brought up a point. You said I want to kind of piggyback off a couple of things that was said. Okay. So one thing that you said is their plan wasn't. You don't think that their plan is to show the entirety or something close to the entirety of Invincible, like in
They're,
this.
they're using from the words of the comic book creator. I'm pretty sure he said in an interview he's not doing it word for word. It's hard from any format to try and do word for word. It's a reason why
Okay.
when we see these Marvel movies or comic book movies in general, they don't
Yeah, they
take
got
the story
unique
straight from word for
adaptations.
word. They have unique adaptations. It might have the same foundation, but it's
Ho-
not gonna be the same word for
hold up.
word.
Hold up. Wait. You want to bring Marvel in this? Bruh, the last Marvel movies, they don't even look at the material. They don't look at anything. They're pretty much on their own
Yes, they
going
do.
blind. No, they
Yes, they do.
don't. No, they.
Yes, they do.
The
Spider-Man,
receipts.
Spider-Man No Way Home
Hold
was
up.
was
Hold up.
literally adapted from a
Hold
couple
up.
Spider-Man comics.
Hold up. But
Look it
shut.
up.
Hold up.
Look it up.
Hold on.
Spider-Man
All
No
right.
Way Home.
Hold
Look
on.
it up.
Now
Don't
go
talk
ahead.
While
Go
about
he,
ahead.
don't
I'm
talk
about to
bad
give the
about
yeah,
receipt.
Rob. I
while
fight his mom over Spider Man.
Don't worry. I got
while he
receipts.
looking that
Hold
up.
on.
All right, so I got a question. I got a follow-up question to that, Rob. So with that being said, do you like what point? Like, what do you think the ending will look like? Like, what do you expect from the ending? Do you think it'll be like the actual ending
It will
of
be the actual
Invincible?
ending, I think, but it will take place in a different manner than how the comics started.
Okay.
Obviously, because the storylines aren't coinciding the same way in which it did in the comics. In the comics, we seen a lot more of Omni-Man in his superhero role, and we didn't see the negative side of him. When the negative side popped up in the comics, it was like at least 20 chapters in. So they already fleshed out who Omni Man was as a person. We already had this preconceived notion of who he was as a person. Once the 20th or 20 plus chapter came out of the Invincible comics, he went and did what he did to the Guardians of the Globe. And then it completely flipped everything on its end. But when we look at it in the same instance of when we look at it from the comics to the media, we had the first episode where we got that. And then at the end, we get smacked across the head with it. They have to
Okay.
go that fast in order to keep people captivated. This is not the same instance of somebody having the mind state of reading a comic book. You're gonna be sitting there. You're gonna be like, I have to read a couple comics in order for me to really grasp what's going on. In order for me to really feel like I like this series and want to keep going. And then on top of that, I'm gonna need a little bit more comic book series or comic book volumes to drop in order for me to really feel comfortable keep spending my money on this. When in
Okay.
terms of in a media format, in a visual media format, if you don't especially now, if you don't captivate them now, we talked about this just now, if you don't captivate them now in the first episode, nigga, it ain't gonna be nobody there for the fourth, the second or third.
Right. So how all right, how many seasons do you think if they followed this formula, how many seasons do you think Invincible would
I'd say
need to
this
finish?
is season two. I'd say
Yeah.
if they do a 2 year, the next one would be what, 26, 28, 5 to 6.
Five
Nigga,
to
I'm
six
not about to
seasons.
be no.
That's
I'm not about to
including.
be no grown ass man taking kids to elementary school waiting on these damn seasons.
You're gonna be a grown ass man watching anime?
Absolutely not.
You
You
watching
already are.
anime right
Y'all,
now.
you
You
are a
not gonna be
grown ass
watching
man right
anime,
now.
right, nigga? Then you a grown ass man watching anime right now. Nigga, that
um.
makes sense. Come on, man.
Anyways. All right. So you said five. It like that's you think it's five more seasons they would have to do,
Not
or
five
are you
more
including
seasons,
that
but in total,
in
these
total
two
five seasons?
seasons, it will be 5 to 6 seasons, I believe.
All
Like I
right.
was saying,
So
2030, 2032. If we still on this 2 year time frame that they on, I'd say that.
hold on. Let me because I
If
looked
they don't
up
finish this
something.
shit in the 2020s, bro, cancel it.
Hold up. I want to say something real quick. Y'all see how I said that goddamn No Way Home? They took comic book inspiration. That nigga T went to look it up and then he ain't say nothing, right? Y'all see that, right, chat? Y'all see that, right, chat? All right. I thought I was bugging. I just had
All
to say.
right.
I just had to
So
say it.
all right. So again, counting liberties and such, right? Um, let's say yeah, like if we counted liberties and whatnot, um, 5 seasons in total, right? That would it's 144 issues for the I guess the main story of Invincible. Divided by five would mean that you would need to probably cover somewhere around 28 issues of Invincible per season to get to the ending. So at season two, episode four's ending, like where we left off there, we're currently on issue 29. So do you like I guess my question is, do you think that even if you like the pacing now, realistically, and I don't disagree with 5 seasons as a stand, like I could see it getting to 5 seasons. I'm not sure if it will really just get more beyond that because we just haven't seen an American animation that's kind of done that in a while. I think Avatar might actually be the last one. Or maybe Young Justice. Maybe Young Justice is a little bit closer in that. Um
I'll
but
say
if do you think that like something might go too fast at that point, or that like maybe they might do the thing that like I'm kind of saying is I've noticed has been able to take a lot of series and animation series down where you skip an entire
mm-hmm,
like arc. Do you
mm-hmm.
think that they would have to do something like that, knowing that we are at chapter or issue 29 out of 144 right now?
I don't know. I'll say I don't know. I'll hold off my answer because season two isn't done. We're at 29 right now with half the season done. Who's to say we're not at some astronomical number after the season is completed and they're able to figure out a way to be able to flesh out all of these things and make it coincide to a perfect unity where everybody's like, this is not too much information coming to me. That's why I'm saying I'm trying to hold my judgment
Just until
until
you
the
see
second
more.
half of the season. If you tell me after the second half of the season and max we reach 30 chapters, then I'm gonna be like, all right, y'all got a point. Like
Yeah,
these
that'd be
niggas is milking the
crazy.
fuck out of this
That
shit
would
now.
if
These
we had
niggas is milking
29
the
and it
hell
end
out
at
of this shit.
30.
That's gonna be nuts. That's gonna be
That would
nuts.
be
But we're still
crazy.
halfway through the season. We haven't even seen how they're going to finish up this season. We don't even know who's going to be a part of the second half of the season or what main storylines is going to be a part of the season. They could bring up this foundation like One Piece and fucking wait until 2 seasons from now and bring and tie it all on and tie it all in together. And if we watch One Piece perfectly fine, why is it a problem if Invincible does it?
I do think it, I'd be able to land on, let's see how this second half plays out and how much we'll be able to get done in the second half. I just do worry that if this is the formula that they keep, which like again you did really bring up a really good point though, Rob, is that when you switch over to from written work, public published work to like a visual work like this, you can take a little bit more liberties. You kind of, in some instances, have to take a little bit more liberties. Um, so it could be something where they could end at a really good point or note by the end of these 4 episodes. I just do worry. Again, it makes me think of Promise Neverland and hold on, let me go back to the chat because I don't want to mess up the name here. It was another example used that was really good. Oh, it doesn't want to show me it.
Gers boy
Here,
underscore TTV as well. Yeah, he was ready to whip my ass. I ain't gonna lie.
uh,
You can see it in his face.
Kaisho
He was
though.
about to. He was
Kaisho
about to
said,
throw the headphones off.
Kaisho had said this though, or like Tokyo Ghoul, where I like something like that. That might even be a better example to use. I just get worried that that could possibly happen, um, if we were to keep the same format. Now, a lot of like again, there's a lot of uncertainty in even this conversation right now because we could get to after season 2 ends, they say we're gonna have a 16 episode season for season 3, and then that just would put a whole curveball in everything because that might actually be enough to still kind of flesh out everything and keep it within like that 5 season mark. But I do you again when you know that streaming services are they work off of the rating system and how well ratings are, that it does just kind of make me nervous because it's like if they skip something that fans felt too close or too close to home, something that they felt was integral in telling the Invincible story, we that could potentially end it right there where you don't get another season because ratings just fell off enough. Not even if not even to say, hey, I didn't like the pacing of how they were doing it before, or whatever the case may be, for whatever reason anybody could give. It won't matter, at the end of the day. If they get that wrong, if they get it wrong, it will be done. Like, it'll just be out of here. We won't get a conclusion to it. So I just say be careful with it. That's really all I can give right now.
Hey, Nyle.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make a slight announcement. If y'all check the Squad Nero VC chat, there's a link in there. There's a prevalent link in there. I want y'all to take a look at that.
These joints, bro.
If you go where it says Squad Nero podcast, you'll see where it says open chat. I'm gonna play it for our viewers so that they can see that Dum Dum to the corner in the left hand corner does not understand when I'm speaking truth on things. I do research.
Is it Jersey Boy or is it Jers Boy?
Gertz Boy.
Gers Boy. Okay, yeah, because it's not a J.
Wait,
I'm stupid.
when you looked
Gers
up No
Boy,
Way
this
Home,
is my favorite part of the podcast.
I don't
when
want to
you
hear.
looked up No Way
I'm
Home,
not talking about just No Way Home. I'm talking about the MCU in general. That's what
you
I'm
said they
talking
didn't.
about.
You said they did,
Bruh.
and I just gave
Hold
an
on,
example. They
hold on.
did.
Is somebody playing it?
The link's in the thing.
Oh, so I can't hear it.
The big video. Or
I wasn't familiar with comics. I wasn't.
The links in that motherfucker, bro.
These
Go
are the
look at that.
geniuses that Marvel and Disney hires
can't
to
even
do
press
their
play.
shows and their
Yeah,
movies.
pull
Listen
up-
to this.
If you
Honestly,
mute
I
and
was
pull
not
up
very
Twitch, you can
steeped
play it
in
right
the
along with
comics.
them
I
too.
didn't
That's
read any
typically what I
comics or
do.
do any research.
I wasn't familiar with comics. I wasn't familiar with the movies.
Yeah,
We didn't lean into
Gers
a
Boy,
whole
they
lot
go
of the
back and
history of
forth.
comic
It's like
books.
my I
Yeah,
love it.
candidly,
I
we
just
were
sit
not
back
enormous
when
This is
they do
family
it.
comic
size. I don't
fans.
know why
I
we
wasn't
do this
super
shit,
into
but,
superhero comics when I was a kid. I read a lot of like.
What is this
indie
nigga
press
yapping
stuff.
about?
First thing I was told is don't read the comics.
Uh-oh.
Really?
As a creator, they put you in a bubble. They don't let you talk about any of the other projects,
Whoa.
right?
You know, they're up for anything.
Yes.
We ultimately decided to redefine it for the series and thought that it worked better for the story that we're trying to tell.
Did you ever read you've never read the comic?
When the DVD comes out, I'm going to read a Thor comic book.
They don't know the comic books. That's why, and we've all known this for quite some time. I've been
while this is playing,
telling
just give me 1
everyone
second.
this, that it's not about giving you a good story. It's not about giving you the stories that already work. No, it's about pushing the agenda. These are the genius.
Bruh.
yeah, and I mean,
All right. But
To say that all
but,
of them-
but the thing is, that's my point though. Yeah, they may have written it. No, they could have done it for No Way Home, but all the other projects for the MCU, they don't read the comics.
it's not all the other projects though. He picked and chose specific projects that we all coincidentally agree was dog water. She-Hulk ass. Fucking Falcon and the Winter Soldier ass. Thor: Love and Thunder ass.
I'm literally
All
gonna
of
choke
these
you.
things we
The
agree
next
with. This
time me
is
and you are
nothing
face to
new.
face, I'm literally gonna choke the life out of you. I'm just gonna
Am
hold
I
your neck.
bugging?
I'm just gonna hold
Am
your
I
neck.
bugging?
No, they was all ass.
They was ass. We know which movies is ass because we know which people actually very and meticulously try to use the same fucking comic book foundation and try to build from
The
this.
next time I
Whoever
see you, it's me and you on site hands, bro.
But when
this
I'm
whole
speaking,
podcast, you've been cutting me off constantly. Like my point 8 is not relevant.
nobody's saying it's not relevant. You was able to play the whole joint. You
Nah,
played
son.
the TikTok. I
But
watched the TikTok.
but it took forever for me to get to that point. You've been cutting me off since 30 minutes into
I
the
watched
show.
the TikTok and it's false because it's not all. If they posted all of the writers
But
for
hold
all
up
of the
though.
movies,
How is it? But hold up.
you might have.
How is it false though when it is true?
If you said all of Marvel, it's not all of Marvel.
Okay,
It's some
the end game and going
movie.
forward. After end game and going forward.
With Secret Wars, what foundation are they using for Secret Wars in the comics? Are they using the foundation from Secret Wars in the comics? Doctor Strange 3.
No.
Are they not using a foundation for Secret Wars?
I don't
The
think so. Like,
foundation
none
for
of it is
Secret
like the
Wars
Secret
was a
Wars in the comic.
Beyonder. Somebody got the power of that Beyonder and then created Battleworld. Either it was one singular Beyonder or multiple Beyonders. Now again,
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask the question again. What comic book are they getting inspiration from when they're creating this Secret Wars that's coming up right now? If we
Wait.
already know that there's gonna be somebody with the powers of the Beyonder. They
Is
didn't
it-
just
is
come that
that-
shit out of nowhere.
Is the Beyonder gonna be in it?
Somebody's gonna get the powers. I don't know if it's gonna be Kang. I don't know if they're gonna try and do a Doctor Doom. Yeah, it's still up in the air because of the Jonathan Majors bullshit. One of the two. The whole foundation of it was supposed to be somebody who's gonna get the powers of the Beyonder. Before it was supposed to be Kang. At the end of the Quantumania, that's where he got sent to, and then he ends up coming back with the power of the Beyonder. At some point in time,
That's
in
very
order to
unique.
have a Secret Wars, you gotta have a Beyonder. And in order to have a Beyonder or a Secret Wars, you need to have the comic book foundation to even pull from that. So the fact that you're sitting there
Yeah,
telling
very
me
loosely. They might still very loosely pull. Like
it's
very,
still a
it's
foundation
very
that they
loosely.
pull it from. It's still a foundation that they pull it from, just like Zack Snyder. It's still a foundation in which he's pulling from. It may not be complete to a T, the main universe.
Hey,
That's very loose.
Sage, I got a
Pause.
question. How much have you been drinking?
Not a lot.
Your attitude says otherwise.
We gotta name this. We gotta name this show T versus Rob.
Well, no,
That's
I
crazy.
did. You want to know something funny now? I did name the episode "Why Sage Got to Be Extra."
It's gotta be y'all versus each other. That's gotta be the name of it. I'll make cover art for that.
Nah,
Send me a picture of both of y'all, like one going like this, the other one going like this.
Chat, tap in with me. Am I bugging right now? Am I bugging? Let me know if I'm bugging. If I'm bugging, y'all tell me I'm bugging. I'm bugging. I'll deal with that. I'll deal with it. I take that on the chin.
Bro,
pause.
you've been
But
bugging since the Invincible conversation.
I think that I've been bringing up valid points, and it's just you don't want to listen to it.
I didn't know that cutting people off would make your point valid. Cause literally, Derek agreed with me on the whole thing when we said with Invincible that we would like something in between. Something in between.
I don't disagree with that either.
Thank you.
Like, I wouldn't be mad at that.
But
Like,
you-
it doesn't. I don't think it has to be something that completes it. But like y'all, like Derek was kind of describing before, and T was as well. Like just a bridge, you know. Just because again, we are kind of going slow with the pacing in regards to the issues. You might be able to get a little bit more. It might be a really good idea. I really will hope that they like before season 3 hit us with like a Demon Slayer and be like, "Yo, we got a movie for y'all coming out.
Yeah,
Put it in
like,
theater."
And that's,
I'm
but my whole
Go
thing is like literally, bruh, you've been extra from the jump. We've been trying to get our point across. I get it. You love Invincible so much. We know it. We know it. We know you're working backstage with the actors and the directors, and that's why you be going on vacation.
They about to give you a job.
Yo,
they
bruh,
about to. They
bruh,
about
you
to. They
like
about to
Patrick
be like,
Mahomes with the
you're-
refs. Like before the game, y'all meet up, have some fun, so then you can explain why it's so great. I'm just saying.
I'm not disagreeing with y'all points. My only premise, and I'm gonna say the same thing that I said to Nyle, is we've only had half of the season drop.
They just
So
wanna see the
we
other
can't
half.
necessarily judge it as if the full season
Season is
dropped.
out.
Hold on.
That's
Action.
all
I
I'm
get that.
saying.
But
I get
that's
that,
not
though, I
the
do.
point. It's not the point of that. If it released a year after and we did that, I'd have been fine with it. but it's literally a 2-year hiatus. I've been sitting there waiting. When the next Invincible? When the next Invincible? When the next season? I get it. They want to split it up. If it dropped a year after, then I wouldn't complain so much. That's what I'm getting. I want something in between. Invincible is so good not to be sitting there waiting for more content to come out on animated wise. That's what I'm getting at. I don't care that we're waiting 2, 3.5 months. I'm waiting that the first 4 episodes we had to wait 2 years for. And now we gotta wait more for the other half. That's all I'm getting at. If it dropped a year after, listen, if it dropped a year after and it did the split, I would have been okay with it. I would have been fine with it. It's like when Chucky came out. Season 2 dropped last year. Season 3 dropped this past fall. I'm still waiting on the second half, but I'm not complaining because I got content though.
You're acting as if the boys didn't start off like this to begin with. Not from breaking up the seasons, but acting like it wasn't only one form of content or 2 form from the comic books. Am I bugging? Was there a Gen V season that happened in the first season of the boys? Was there an animated series after the first season of the boys?
Yo.
No.
Was there after the second season?
What season we on now? 4?
4.
No.
After the second season.
Did they have 2 years in between for both the first and second season?
Another question. Thank you, Nyle. Another great question.
I don't know.
How many years did it take for each production?
Season 1 to
for each
season
of
2.
these
But here's the thing though. Season 1 to season 2, a year apart. A year apart.
How many episodes?
8 episodes.
Okay, continue.
That's my point. Literally a year apart. Boom. Then we got season 3. Yeah, it was a break in between from season 2 to season 3 because of the whole actor. Like, it was a lot of stuff going on for them. I was okay with that. But the first 2 seasons, it was a year apart, though. Rob, come on, son.
So when it impacts the boys, it's one thing. But when we see the after effects of the same exact stuff that was going on around the same exact time they've been working on Invincible, now it's an issue that we see it in real time.
My thing
Am
is
I
this,
bugging?
why make something so good for season 1 that you make us wait for season 2? The boys started, bruh.
It's not like they wanted to.
Oh my god.
He's saying that was the animators. He was saying like that wasn't. They had.
It's not
so
like they
many
wanted to. It's
conflicts.
not like they went into the lab. It's not like they went into the lab and was like, let's break it up.
Hold on. Like Nyle said, it's the animators. The animators, right? Animation is easier to produce than live action because you're working with people's real lives and their age and what they got going on.
I don't know about that. You'd have to look that up. It's very meticulous work to do animation. You work in computers, kind sir. You understand how meticulous it is to just work with computers. Now you have to work on computers in order to make it code in a certain facial expression from an animated character is gonna be less difficult than telling a nigga who's been acting for years and years and years on end to read this script and we're going to record you.
It could be. I don't know. I really just don't know the answer to that. That's actually a good question to find an answer out on.
I think Japanese and Southern Korean folks done made it a lot easier to goddamn complain against the animation because they pump it out so regularly. But then we have to think about it at the same time. They're doing that because they're forced to. If they don't, they can't feed their families. We hear about people getting diseases because they writing so much because they trying to reach fucking deadlines, my nigga.
Diseases from pushing a pen.
Nigga, they get carpal tunnel arthritis, nigga. Shit that fucks up their whole entire lives. Shit that keeps them away from their families from weeks and months on end, my nigga, because they have to get in the lab to goddamn reach the quota so that us impatient niggas out of the outside get to goddamn read and watch all their content.
Then
this
take
is
your
what
work
happens
home.
in the real life.
And how about this? Use your other hand if you hurt. My right hand hurt. I don't know. Maybe use a computer. Maybe use your left hand.
No, it's still just really, really meticulous. It is. I mean, Rob
No,
is not
bullshitting.
wrong in that because they Derek. You know, I was telling you the illustrator with Solo Leveling. He passed away like a month after.
Hey, now,
It finished.
hey, now I'm so sorry, but when you say it's like animation is what you're saying is hard, Rob. That's why we got this split of time. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that it's hard. That's why they split up time. I'm saying that it was a whole lot of factors
Okay.
that we don't necessarily know impacted the production
So you're
of the
saying
second season.
but you did say it's so hard to make
I
an
think
expression for an animation, correct?
I think animation is more difficult than actual live action. Yes.
Okay, hold on. Recess. Let me bring it back for you. Recess. My timeline. 97. 13
You bring
episodes.
it up.
Hold on. It's an animation. I ain't done. Stop.
You bringing up
Hold
old
up.
animations,
Hold
man.
up. Hold up. Stop. Because they drew this out. They didn't. You have computers on a consistent basis to do this stuff. But so my whole thing is 97. Season 1, 13 episodes. Season 2, 98. Literally a whole year apart. I ain't done. 99. Season 3. 90. 2000. Season 5. So you cannot say, bruh, computers make things so much easier. They
Now,
did
if
it
you
by
could point
hand,
me-
bruh. They did it by hand.
Now, if you could point me to the animated show from Recess that was comparable to the last episode of
does not
Invincible
matter.
season,
Hold on.
no,
Hold
no,
on.
no, no,
It
no.
does
Yes, it
not
does.
matter.
Yes,
No,
it does.
because
You
when
can't
you go
sit here.
bruh,
No,
bruh,
you can't
I'm-
sit here and
Hold
compare
on.
two different timelines and act like Recess had the same animation
But here's the thing,
capabilities
though.
and quality
When you
as
make
this
a
nigga
statement,
Mark.
bro, when you make a statement saying, here, my words, you know how hard it is for someone to make an expression from a smile to sadness? Come on, son. They did that all in Recess. There were kids in Recess. In elementary school, they went through so many emotions, bro.
Are you talking about the show Recess?
Yes, and because my whole thing is I'm talking about the timeline of animation that released, and they did it by hand, not computers, by hand.
Again, I'm gonna ask this question.
Oh god.
I just want, if y'all don't mind, to please answer.
I'm gonna throw something.
Girls Boy under slash TTV. My bad if I fucked that up. Please answer this as well. If you could point me to the Recess episode of all of its whole entire series canonization, if you could point me to the episode that had the same animation quality and scope as the last episode of Invincible, when Mark fought his father and he was getting sent through chains, and they showed it, and they showed each person and each limb getting flung off. If you can show me the animation that's comparable to that, then by all means, T has a point. But you can't sit here and tell me that I'll say animation is difficult, and you're gonna bring me back to Recess when these niggas was fucking drawing Doodle Bob for a goddamn TV show. And this nigga's in Invincible is trying to convey a whole fucking town getting destroyed.
Hold up. Don't disrespect.
Yo, we gonna have to hurry this shit up. The Super Bowl starting 30 minutes.
Am I bugging?
Yo, just end it off. Me, you can. I'ma rent a gym out. 3 minutes, 3 rounds. I'ma handle you.
We gotta record this.
I'ma handle you. I'ma rent a gym out. It probably
Can y'all
be
answer?
summer.
Y'all heard my point. Y'all heard my point. Can y'all point me to a Recess episode?
I see what Robert's
Girls
saying.
Boy, we
On a
definitely
serious
will.
note.
But my thing is, I see his point. But when you make you cannot make a point saying that it takes long to draw an expression. It takes long to draw. There's manga writers that literally draw cities out and get that stuff released within a week's time.
And again, you keep comparing a Japanese culture and a Japanese standpoint where anime is at the top of its media. They are clamoring for
then
it.
you saying, "Oh, it's like they're drawing Doodle Bob." Nah, son.
They are.
Don't disrespect TJ and Vince, son.
Sir, if you're gonna tell me that the animation from Courage the Cowardly Dog, Ed, Ed and Eddie, and Recess is comparable to the animation that we are getting today, then this is a conversation that we cannot have.
Don't play my childhood. Don't
play animation. My childhood. The stories could be impeccable, and that's what I agree with.
What I'm getting at is you're literally you're not listening to the undertone of what I'm saying to you. Literally, I'm gonna say this, and we can leave it alone. We can agree to disagree. But when you're comparing timelines, All I'm saying is, Invincible. We could have got something in between. The artist could have gave us something. Something. They don't have to give us a full season, a 45-minute, 60-minute movie to give us what we need. I get it. The quality is top tier now. It is what it is. But what I'm saying is, you cannot say that something can't be done yearly. That's all I'm getting at. Something it can be done. It's been done. Technology has gotten easier nowadays with these drawings and everything. That's all I'm getting at. Am I wrong? Now, am I wrong because he's not gonna listen to me? That's all I'm getting at. That's all. It's the timeline.
Y'all making both good points. Y'all making. I think that is, and what both of y'all said is actually really good points. To what T is saying, yeah, like there's even like it's different people that work on it, but like even if you go to some of the stuff that's come out through like Studio Ghibli, and it's a lot of things happen in that, and that's some of the it's really beautiful artwork that's done in that. There's been times where like they, like it doesn't seem like they have an issue with getting things out kind of regularly. But even at that, to Rob's point, they do have like if you take Miyazaki, specifically Miyazaki, he hand draws everything out, and he does like he spreads his projects out. But one thing that I did kind of notice in this is Rob, you keep saying we can't compare it to Japanese culture, which is true. It is different standards with that. But how much do you have to like kind of like how much you might have to kind of like compromise a little bit there? Like if if you don't want to go the full route because of the extortion that happens in the Japanese culture with this, does that mean that the US side has to become completely lax? Do they have to like, and that's what I think T is kind of expressing frustration from is like, all right, like I get it. We don't want to treat them like like how Japanese culture treats their animators and illustrators and such. But is the US side like, is this something that is lasting or that will be able to last having such a small and spread out season for your animated work? Is that a successful formula? Is that something that and of course we still got to just kind of see in the case here with Invincible, but I don't know, like if I had to guess, I think I'm kind of going more on the side that is not like if you can't it's so new to the media for this, like this new push of like adult animation. Not that we haven't always had adult animation, but like for it to be in the push the way that it has been and with shows like Invincible, there's a couple other I can't, but Netflix is doing some things like that as well, where they're having content, um, on their streaming platforms. With this, is that something where you can take more liberty, like maybe too many liberties? Is that success? Like, will that actually be successful? Because I can't understand where somebody like T, who is saying, I've grown up with animation, I've seen animation be done in a faster amount of time, or on a yearly basis at the minimum, um being frustrated, like really frustrated with that. I really do get that. To your side, I do also agree that yeah, like we should be able to have more liberties. It's America. We do try to kind of take ethics and things into it in certain ways. We try to take ethics and such into play when we talk about the workforce. And you do have to kind of understand that, well, we might not be able to be on the same timeline as the Japanese culture's version of this. But again, where's the line there? Do we have a line there?
I think that's hard to come to a concise realization to. Shout out to Jade Maid who said, "Hey T Tsmoov."
Hey J Maid.
I think it's not easy because let's say it like this: if America didn't have to run by the same guidelines and bylaws as they do right now, and they have to listen to strikes and people unionizing and everything like this, and they would be able to cultivate the same type of work culture that Japanese or South Korean animators were, what do you think most studios would do? Most people want to
Abuse
create
it.
these IPs. abuse
They
the fuck out
yeah,
of it because
absolutely.
they want that shit. So from how it's going right now, I can kind of understand that the companies are moving with both of their hands tied behind their backs. Because if they force a hand, they might get sued. If they force a hand, they might get canceled. And then that's clipped for their studios. Especially if they're a more so lesser known studio and they just got picked up by one of these bigger studios. If Netflix hears the outcry, pouring outcry to people wanting to cancel some shit, eventually they're going to cancel some shit. Unless you're top name moguls where they know you're going to bring in money. Key example, Dave Chappelle. A lot of niggas want to cancel his ass because of his remarks against the LGBTQIA plus community. But why is he not canceled from Netflix? Because he is a
He
proven
sells.
commodity.
Yeah.
A
It,
proven
does that
commodity.
does it begin to dip though? Like if you used to like a specific medium, does it dip? Like
I
does
think
it
it.
dip
I think it
at
will
all?
impact.
Like
It's not like everybody's gonna like. We're speaking on this. I'm the one person out of the group right now that doesn't necessarily care that they're splitting up the season. All three of y'all care, and I understand exactly why y'all care, and I can sympathize with that. I just look at it from a different lens because I just factor in everything else that they probably necessarily didn't control. I don't say that they
but
went
is
into the
that
lab.
dangerous? And that's the point that I'm that's
It
kind of what I'm
it
trying to
is
get at. Cause
dangerous.
think
It can
about that.
prove the
What if it's like that in like society? Like what if the small set, the sample set that we have here, where it's like 3 to 1, what if like they keep going with this same flow because like you said, they trying to play it safe and it's like damned if I do, damned if I don't. And
I'd say what it's dangerous for. It's dangerous for our entertainment.
people
It's dangerous
jobs.
for our entertainment.
You can't not throw people jobs in there too though, because if
But
we say I don't like that and it get canceled, then that's a job you lost.
if everybody actually, because if America is doing this and they're setting these bylaws and everything like that, and all of these people are unionizing, and let's say all actors unionize, all animators unionize, all writers unionize, then it's already going to be a precedent that everybody is going to have to follow. At some point in time, that'll be the mainstream media going forward. We won't have any of the short form, quick content that we have anymore. We'll have more fleshed out things because all of these people need more time, and time equals money, and you need to be able to time that shit at a perfect fashion so that you're not overcompensating and now you're in the negative when you release and after the first week sales or second week sales or yearly sales and so on and so forth. It's such a complicated thing where it's so much nuance to it.
You just basically saying we just gotta wait and see.
we
It could
got
go
we gotta
well,
wait
it could
because
not go well, but we just
all of
gotta
the
wait.
strikes just happened this last year. I
Yeah.
don't think we're going to see the ramifications of it until the foreseeable future, until we can actually have some years of data after it. Where like, okay, after the writer strike, it seems like all of this content that we're used to being pushed down our throats, and a lot of it was dog water. A lot of pause. A lot of the, a lot of the content was dog water. Let's be honest. There's only a very few pieces of content that actually caught our eye for last year that we were really like, damn, I'm actually interested in this. Or damn, I watched the first episode of this and this was actually pretty nice. Or damn, I watched this movie. I didn't even know that it dropped. And I watched it and it was pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie. It's only few and far in between of those contents that we've had the past couple years because we've just been keep getting dumped. At some point in time, somebody's gonna be like, this isn't working. And then at some point in time, the strikes and everything, it's just gonna coincide perfectly where not everybody is being like, we're not profiting how we want to. And the fans aren't happy how we want them to
It's
be.
just how
They keep
quick they
coming back.
cut. It's like that conversation. I almost wish that that conversation was just fleshed out more from the production side, because right now that's the part that worries me is like they don't really have conversations around that. Once ratings dip, they just kind of go out of
It's
here.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the part that make me nervous when they, because maybe this is a format that works better under American standards in the workforce, And we just had to be like accepting of that because it's like, yo, you would not ask your boss to make you work 80 hours in 1 week. So you can't ask us to make other people work 80 hours in 1 week. You understand that to be wrong. We understand that to be wrong. So y'all have to understand this new system. It's just, yeah, like they. And then Rob, if you right, which I do feel like you right, where the studios and such feel like they kind of got their hands tied behind their back, that's even worse because they'll be quick to be like, this ain't making enough money. Deuces. I don't know. We gonna have to the last 4 episodes from this season. Hopefully, it's just it. Hopefully, it kind of makes us walk back some of the things that we feel, and it puts us in a more positive light.
Doubt it.
It's just I know that's just how it fit. And look, I agree with him, no, but I agree with him. Like right now, I'm like I just can't see that at all. But I'm hoping maybe that can't happen.
I'm
gonna put a reminder. My bad, T. Go ahead.
I'm strongly hoping that by the end of this, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of hoping by the end of the season. I'm hoping the season's good, but in the best case scenario, we come back and we're talking about the end of the season, and we all tell Rob he was wrong.
If I was right too,
if that's the case.
Oh, if I was right too, ooh, best believe I'm
Aaron's
having a celebration.
so bad.
I'm having a celebration.
So bad. This is getting a
Hold on. The only way I'm gonna say that he was right because it's gonna be the long game. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say that he was right, but it comes down to it. We get to season 3 and we don't get no hiatus. That's be the one time I say he's right.
What if season 2 wraps everything? The rest of the last 4 episodes wraps everything into a perfect and neat little bow, and you like, damn, I'm super excited about season 3.
Rob knows something we don't, because that shouldn't even sound like it would happen.
It don't.
Yeah.
They was able to wrap season 1 up in impeccable fashion.
Nigga, how many storylines did they have? It was just one.
In impeccable fashion.
It was straight up just one. Mark trying to get his
It's a
finally
tall.
getting power.
It's a tall glass.
Yeah, it's straight.
You had Adam Eve too. You had multiple different storylines throughout there as well. He was fighting multiple different villains, and which helped him to promote him to keep learning how he fucking figured out all of this shit. Multiple different characters was introduced.
Yeah,
so
but it was like all
different storylines.
intertwined. Like that's the
That's
thing.
what I'm
Even if that was the
saying.
case,
Season
but
one
this
was-
just
hold
doesn't
up,
feel
season
like it's
one was
intertwined.
You said intertwined.
Season
You
1
said
was
it's
perfect, though.
intertwined. So his mom going through all of that shit, and Oliver will not be intertwined going forward.
Yeah, I mean it
are they gonna
will, but
rush
it's
the
just
whole
how they gonna do it.
So, but do you say they rushed the whole Oliver thing so we get pretty much everything wrapped in a little bowl to get us ready for season 3?
What I think is because in the comics you don't necessarily see Oliver growing up that fast because of his aging. By the time we get back to seeing Oliver, he's already aged up to be a teenager because his aging factor is already that more than what do you say, like 5-10 times faster than a human or something like that. Something comparable to that. So he's
Yeah.
already aging quicker. So in the comics, they didn't even show that little nigga growing up. They showed him a couple times with his mom, but that was about it. I mean, with Oliver's mom, but that was I said Oliver, Mark's mom, but that was about it though. They didn't
Yeah,
really
we
show
don't need
him
that
that
shit
much.
flushed out though, for real. Show us in one episode. Let that
That's what I'm
nigga.
saying.
Yeah, let that nigga just go from age 2.
That's all I'm saying is that he brings back Oliver. They show how Oliver has now helped his mom to start to combat her negative feelings and her PTSD from fucking Noah and what he brought, or Mark's dad and whatever he brought.
PTSD, all he did was dick her down.
Oh my god.
He
We got
dicked her
25
down,
minutes to the Super Bowl, gentlemen.
dicked her down, called her a pet, and then killed multiple people in the name of her son.
Rob, how many times you call a girl a bitch? We don't all done call a girl a pet before.
I ain't
Come
never
on,
called a
Steve.
shawty no pet, and I ain't never called a shawty no bitch in front of her face either.
I'm the man that say nothing but yo, that's just my little bitch back home.
Pat, you
This
wildin'.
This
Time to
nigga,
go.
this nigga
Time
crazy
to go.
turn. This
Time
nigga
to
crazy
go.
turn.
Shit.
This
Time
nigga crazy turn.
Time to wrap this up.
Yeah,
Time to wrap
we
this
need
whole
to
thing
This nigga
up.
crazy turn. But
We
that's
need to
all I'm
wrap.
saying. How Nyle was just able to, that's all I'm saying is if we were able to deduce, if I was able to deduce real quick how they could wrap the story up of Oliver and his mom up in a bow in one episode, I'm pretty sure they could do the only storyline in which I can agree with y'all where maybe they're gonna cut corners in is the Angstrom Levy. Cause it's a lot of shit. It's a lot of multiverse shit that goes on. It's a lot of things that and the only reason why I'm not harping on that is I don't know how this next half of the season is gonna go.
I feel like the Angstrom Levy joint, like, because you got to realize the involvement of Robot in that. Well, I know it's going to be
Yeah, and
changed.
it's really important.
It's just like I feel like that's going to have to end in season 3, but season 3 gonna also have to bring Conquest and all of that shit. But Angstrom Levy, if they kill him off in season 2, we boycott.
But I mean, he wasn't that long after the multiverse stuff. Angstrom Levy was gone.
Bro, but it was a lot of fleshed out shit. You just can't have it.
It's a lot of important stuff down the line though that happened in that too. Like Derek said, with Robot, that's a huge part.
Like Robot has to be the one that be there like towards the end, because if they do that shit without Robot, it's gonna be like, all right, nigga, come on, nigga, what's the point?
Again, I don't know how they're gonna do it. The only thing that I can do is wait until the second half drops, and then I can accurately have an opinion on it. But I can't have an opinion on the second half of something I don't even know what it's gonna be about. I can't.
Yeah, we just got to see. We'll end it on that note. We just got to wait and see. A lot of emotions around Invincible's second half to its.
Man, fuck that
second
damn show.
season.
Ain't no damn emotions. I was just trying to goddamn get a
You
point
can't
across.
do all of that. You cannot do all
Rob
that.
argued with us for an hour and a half to say fuck that
It
show.
was some crazy shit.
How bored you gotta be to argue that long
I'm fighting
and
you
be
for
like,
real now.
fuck that
You
show?
can't do that, bro.
It was some crazy shit being said, man.
No. You was the one saying the crazy. I don't know how many times I heard 45 to 60 minutes.
Terrence,
I don't know how many times I heard somebody say 45 to 60 minutes in a matter of 5 minutes.
You compare Recess.
Yo, you was
to
wild.
Invincible.
Nigga said Recess. I'm like, yo, what?
Hold on. No.
He was just trying to talk about the animation.
I was talking about the timeline of the release. He's talking about literally the breakdown was the release, not the animation quality. Because over time, computers made things easier for us. It's supposed to. That's what I'm saying. The timeline of a 2-year gap from season 1 to season 2, animation-wise, should not have happened.
I'm saying though.
You know what? I'm gonna mute you again.
In Recess,
I'm gonna mute
are
you.
we going across?
I'm not. Bruh.
Multiple places on Earth.
That's not the point.
In Recess,
what I'm getting
are
at
we dealing with superpowered individuals where you need to animate them
You just
flying or
said screw
using their
this show.
powers?
Why are you still fighting it?
Because again, compared Recess,
Bruh.
a school, animation based on the school.
But what I'm getting at
and
is
niggas going on Recess to superheroes.
Come on, son.
Flying.
Yo, epileptic boogaloo. It's not an effect of quality over quantity.
Yes, it is. No, let it be known.
Hold on. It's not that's not what I'm fighting on. It's the fact that literally it took 2 years for us to get 4 episodes. Then we get a break and we get another 4 episodes. My whole thing is this. It was hand drawn back in the day and they released it yearly. There's some animation shows even now. One Piece, for example, they use computers and we still get it weekly. That's what I'm getting at. And I'm done talking about this whole Japanese thing. There's even shows that we watch, SpongeBob, over the years. It got to the point being released on computers. Dragon Ball. GT, for example, that was American made. They had computers then. Released week by week, daily. So all I'm saying is that 2 years was not warranted. Straight up, we should have got something in between leading into that. That's all I'm getting at. That is all I'm getting at. I'm not talking about the animation quality. I'm not talking about the quantity. I'm just literally talking about the timeline.
When you're talking about
okay,
these
we can
things,
end this stream.
You cannot leave the animation quality out of it though.
Oh my god.
It's a key factor into it. Adam and Eve, thank you very much. Epileptic boogaloo. You gotta keep this in mind, but
we will pick up next. Well, once we get to the end of the season, we'll probably revisit
We're gonna
it.
schedule this fight too during the summer. Y'all gonna see it.
Yo, what's the next topic?
We
Nah,
gotta
we
go.
done.
The Super Bowl.
Who y'all
We are
The
got? Who
Super
done.
y'all
Bowl
got?
is
Let's
tonight.
end it off on that. Who y'all got? What's your
Um,
prediction?
I'm gonna
Chiefs.
take San Francisco just because I don't want to see the Chiefs win again.
Okay.
I
Chiefs
don't want none of these
28-20.
niggas to win. I hope it end in a draw.
Facts.
Okay. What about you, Rob?
Chiefs 28-20.
Okay. All right. I got three predictions. One, Usher gonna have a crazy halftime show. It's gonna be fire. Two,
Nigga, what?
Patrick Mahomes is gonna tear his ACL in the second quarter.
Jesus Christ.
Damn, nigga.
Third, Brandon Ayuk's gonna punch Snead in the face on one of his routes, which is gonna lead to an ejection, which is gonna lead to a big fight, and the Super Bowl gonna end in a tie. I'm gonna be fine. That's
You
my
got the
prediction.
script.
You
got
had a
the
dream
script.
about this shit, nigga?
Yeah, for real.
The fuck?
He got a script. That's so
No, no funny.
specific.
I feel like the 49ers, they was talking about some the construction by the hotel and shit, and talking about some they poked the sleeping bear. My nigga, it's the Super Bowl. If the Bears sleep, you done woke up a little too late. So I feel like the Chiefs gonna go in there and they gonna blow them niggas out. Pause.
They might mollywop their ass. I ain't gonna lie. I'm scared of Brock Purdy. After last week, he led a game-winning drive, but
Travis
before
Kelsey
that,
might
nigga,
Patrick Mahomes might fuck around throw for 500 yards on these niggas, man.
He
yo,
might.
We'll see. All right, I'm about to go watch it, y'all. Thank you so much to
I'm about
all
to
of
get
our
some
viewers.
food.
appreciate everybody in the chat. We gonna be back in here next Sunday. Probably
Yeah.
around the same time, probably a little bit later. We keep y'all updated. But check out Smooth Entertainment. Throughout the week, he'll be having a whole lot of variety streams. From him and his brother as well, that's doing streams. Sometimes y'all could join in as well, play the games with them as well. So you could tap in right now on the Twitch stream, twitch.tv. Is it slash T Smooth?
No.
No
Smooth
E.
Entertainment. Smooth Entertainment.
Smooth Entertainment, my bad. Smooth Entertainment, SMOOV Entertainment. Check out the streams there. You can check me out, Legend of Sage. We got Chef D in the building, and we got Crocoscorner. If you go to any podcast site, Apple, fucking Spotify, all of that jazz, you'll be able to find Crocoscorner, where he also delves deep into anime as well as history and other topics as well alike. So thank y'all again. This is episode 11. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We signing out.